Damn. That's the start off right there. The sneezing. Oh, man. Let's get this thing right.
Welcome to Sonetta Studios. We don't get no better than on House of Consciousness info. Sonetta TV 7. You keep it hot 24/7. Keep it hot. Got that right for 102. Sonetta TV 2. Yeah.
You are now inside Sonetta Studios, the House of Consciousness production. Black news presentation. Sonetta.
All right. Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another Sonetta TV House of Consciousness production. You already know what it is. This is your brother Sonetta. I am your host, and I'm bringing in another heavy hitter. You brothers and sisters better be ready. When we build this wall, this Kemetic wall, oh my God, ain't nothing stopping. We bringing in another young brother. He's a scholar. You one leave, 5 more come in. Reggie leave, 5 more come in. You know what I'm saying? Garfield leaves and turn his back on Kemet, 10 more come in. We already got Chris Harris. We bringing in another brother who is awesome, who is powerful. I would say I don't know, between him and Jabari, I would say they probably right here until I see the brother's work and ethic, and if he can handle the ring, getting in, or the battlefield, or whatever, anybody that come at him, if he can deal with that pressure, I think he can, because he's Kemet. And so without any further ado, I bring to you my brother, Shaka, in the building. What's up, Shaka? He runs the channel of Maat Forever. So if y'all are aware of that, make sure you go and subscribe to Maat Forever channel. Go over there and show some love for our brother. Peace and Black Power to you. Hotep. Shaka, what's happening, man? Unmute yourself.
Hotep Sen-E Sonetta,
Yeah.
thank you for the invitation. I just want to greet the people as I usually do. Hotep Senu, Hena Senut, E.T. and Shaka-Ndugu-KMT. I hope you're doing well. Bonjour, sak passe, mbote, all that good stuff.
Damn, don't y'all hear that? Don't that sound beautiful to your ears, man, right there? Just to hear him go in on that. I know he dealing with knowledge, man. Let's go, brother. Talk to me.
All right. Well, I'm glad, actually, like I was telling you backstage, we spoke for like a few seconds, really a few seconds. Over the years, many people have told me, you should get on Sandra's platform, but I was saying, I don't really know. I see like the inspired one who's an elder. And there's so many other people. You mentioned Chris Harris, Chris MVP Harris, is a good brother. He comes on my platform on a regular basis. I want to give, before I forget, a shout out to brother Holip Evan. He has a BAIO, Black African Infrastructure Organization. Feel free to check it out. And RP. I've seen also the brother from Jamaica, brother Imhotep 360. I've seen the brother Jason, 23-year-old brother who studied the Meta on his own, and he already has a good level. That's impressive. I'm very proud of that brother. And actually the title of the video that you've put, it made me smile because somebody said in the comment to yesterday's video where you came on my platform, he said something like, I hope you're going to deal with Reggie and Garfield. And
That's
I
what
said, well,
made me
actually,
put the title. That's what made when I
oh,
saw that.
you read it, but
Yeah, I read it. I read it.
did you
That's
see,
what
did you see
made
my
me.
reply though? Did you see my
No, I didn't
reply?
look at the reply. When I
Well,
saw that title, when I saw that comment, I said, "Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna get this stirred up."
yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
but but actually, in my reply, I said, actually, I'm not even planning on talking about them. I said, if people ask me about them, I might reply accordingly. But I'd rather use the opportunity to represent for Kemetic people worldwide
Well, you're
because,
gonna represent for Kemet, and I'm definitely gonna ask you about these guys because
oh,
brothers
feel
like my
free.
brother. I love my brother Reggie. I love Garfield, but
Mm.
they whole job is to now tear down Kemet. Reggie said it himself. When I heard the soundbite, I couldn't believe it. so Reggie said his goal is to tear down Kemet, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well,
What?
exactly. He said he bangs against Kemetic people. He wasn't told none of that BS. I'm not trying. I'm trying not to curse. No more goddamn fairy tales. All right.
Yeah. So when I seen that, I said, "Oh, no, we got to clean this up, man. We got to clean this up." So Reggie, I see you in the chat. I hope Garfield is in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a wall. It's gonna be like a comedic wall where it's gonna be so hard for you to get through that, brother. If you're not on the team, then so be it. You go ahead and do your thing. But we're gonna build a wall over here, a comedic wall. Hebrews, Moors, none of that will be able to penetrate it because in order to penetrate it, you're gonna have to have real scholarship, not no mythology, not no hocus pocus, not no Shazam. You ain't gonna have none of that. The only thing that could penetrate that wall is scholastic scholarship. And I see my brother Lord Abba in the building, Shakeway L. He already said he used to beat up on you many times over there, but people would say that all the time.
Well,
You
I'm
know.
surprised. I'm surprised. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother.
Yes, go ahead, brother.
I'm surprised he wrote that. I saw his first comment where he wrote, "I thought his brother faded for good," but he must have forgot that we spoke when he was on your platform, and as soon as he brought up Wesley Muhammad, I called to say, that Black Arab stuff has been debunked, and then he told me, well, the way I deal with things is it has to be done in writing. I said it's already in writing. It's on my website. And I did not expect him to check it, but whoever knows my website, Afrostyly, AFROSTYLY.com/English, you go at the bottom and you have color of the Arabs of the 7th century, color of Prophet Muhammad and the Arabs of the 7th century, according to Islamic sources. So I'll deal with the hadith, the Sahih hadith, the authentic hadith. So that's been dealt with. And for those who don't know, Dr. Wesley Muhammad challenged me to a debate publicly, which I accepted. We spoke about it on the phone, and then he backed down because his excuse was that I quoted some white people. He basically pulled up the race card. And the other thing you said, I did not see the comment, but if he said that he's been beating up on me, back from the Amen Ra squad, he was supposed to have a discussion with me, not to say a debate. And every time he had an excuse, he wouldn't make it. So he's welcome to get on the platform. And back then, he focused on my skin complexion. He said, "Oh, that light skin brother from France." But it is what it is. That was way back. You know what I'm saying? We can talk. It's all good.
Yeah,
Feel free to
yeah.
come in,
Well,
Lord
right
Abba.
now he see that you are a part of the HOK now, and we definitely gonna build this wall over here. Like the Hebrews got their little stuff going on. We're gonna have ours over here as well, and that's what they're afraid of.
Hmm.
That's what they're afraid of.
Well, Lord Abba, I see you wrote. I have videos debunking this dude. I mean, why don't you tell the people that you flagged my video addressing him?
Nah, no,
You
he
know,
didn't.
he did. He did. And Lord
What?
Abba, please come in, Lord Abba, because it's all good. Just come in. It's better for us to talk. Just come in. I would love to talk to you. And anybody that agrees or disagree with me is fine. Because on my channel, I always tell people I don't screen the calls. Even if people agree or disagree with me, it's fine. If they want to address something that I said 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago, 2 years ago, it's fine. There's no problem. I don't have a problem saying I made a mistake or I was wrong. It doesn't kill me. But a lot of people, they'll rather just go on some big journey, odyssey, to avoid the fact that they lie publicly. Like you mentioned Reggie. Reggie has made a mistake, and he showed the PowerPoint of the opening statement for the debate between Garfield and Jabari. So both him and Garfield lied because they both said that they were not getting. Garfield said that Reggie was not helping him. Reggie said that he wasn't helping Garfield. But when they're on protective custody, they like to say, oh, but he's not preparing the slides, just giving advice, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. When you prepare the guy's slide, that's more than help. But it's all good. It's all good.
So let me get this straight. Reggie and Garfield are saying, nah, Reggie's not helping me. Garfield come up and said Reggie ain't helping me. And then Reggie made a mistake and showed the slide on a PowerPoint. Yes. And it was like an opening to Garfield. Talk to me more about that.
Yes, I don't know off the top of my head the title of the video, but it's on my channel, on YouTube, Maat Forever. I've shown that, and as a matter of fact, I forgot if it was. I think it was on your channel, Brother Sanetta, that Garfield himself showed his slide back then, and back then you will have the annotations or basically the notes from Reggie saying, here say that or show that. And I remember the title, the title of the slide was Jabari Must Die.
Oh, now,
what? You see. No.
When I'm gonna keep it a buck. When they say Jabari must die, he's not talking about physically. He's talking about like his information.
I understand that.
I
understand. Yeah. No, I understand that. I don't understand that. You see, Reggie here has put snitching.
He said you snitching on him.
And I'm talking about something that's public. I'm talking about something that's public. So now Reggie, it's like he's trying to be gangster now. But it's the same Reggie who threatened, I forgot the brother's name. He has dreadlocks. He's close to some riparian nights and he's close to Ankh. He talked about Ankh speaking to his lady, encouraging her to take the vaccine. Somebody might know his name and put it in the chat. He threatened the guy with legal action. He even, the guy that I nicknamed Batishan, Ini Erit, whatever, he threatened them with legal action. And I have documented that as well. I have the screen print. I've made a video about that. So it's funny for him to put snitching when he threatened people with legal action because he didn't like what they said. When I talk about public matters, that's not snitching. When you snitch, you talk about stuff that's like illegal and that people don't want to know. But when you talk about something that's public, it's not snitching. But I understand Reggie, like Jabari says, Reggie makes poor arguments, and he started off making a poor argument, and Reggie and I were cool. People have seen that Reggie came on my platform several times, and though I disagree with some things, I disagree with him going at Jabari like that, because you see, Brother Sanetta, you've heard about Reketi Amen, right?
Yes, of course.
She's been teaching the Medu Nature for more than 30 years.
Yes.
Reketi Amen is a Hemet Necher. She's a priestess, a Kemetic priestess. Reggie doesn't go at her for being a Kemetic priestess. Now, Jabari is a Kemetic priest. The only difference is that one is female, one is male. So I don't know if Reggie is a feminist, but it's a double standard, Now, his main excuse is the level of the Medu Nature. Jabari knows the Medu Nature. We don't all have the same level, but that's just an excuse, But anyway, I don't want to, spend my lifetime talking about it.
So talk to me about the teachings of Reggie. I think my brother, Dr. Reggie, he might address it on his channel over there on the HOK later, but Reggie been going left all of a sudden. Do you think it's because of his hatred for Jabari that he is now trying to go in against, he's just trying to tear down the whole Kemetic teachings, even if it means throwing his teachers under the bus like Dr. Ben and the rest of them? Like, for example, he said that one of the, was it Heru or Osiris or Heru? He said that he was Greek. He said Heru was Greek.
Yes, I have him on tape.
What's going on? Can you play that? Let me hear that.
Oh, unfortunately, I can't play one. I'm on my platform, but I don't have the stuff, But
so Reggie teaches that Heru is Greek now.
Well, people can go to the video on my channel, yesterday's video where we spoke. They can see the thumbnail, and he said, you know what, Heru is Greek because one of the his birth story or creation story is in Greek. So I'm paraphrasing right now, but he did state Heru is Greek, and because I mentioned that, he was angry. Instead of saying I was wrong, he actually cursed me out. He said "F you" several times. You know.
Damn, Reggie.
Yeah, on Smash Rock. Shout out to Smash Rockwell, Jonathan Owens as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Osar MK as well. You know, some of the names will come up. And let me say, brother Sanetta, you see that lady Tamika? Tamika is congratulating a fraud called Asar Himo Fake. People know him as Asar Imhotep, the same guy who said that Allah is in the Egyptian text, that Hebrews are Africans, that Hebrew is an African language, that Hebrew is cognate with Yoruba. I mean, the dude is all over the place. And he has claimed that he is a linguist and a historian, you know, and he doesn't have any degrees in those fields. So, and he's a plagiarizer. You know, on your own channel, Brother Sanetta, we have seen actually Nejaneb and Brother Reggie documenting the plagiarism, and the brothers from Kunsu, Team Osiris. They have shown this. Sahimo Fake plagiarized several authors in several different languages. In academia, in scholarship, plagiarism is one of the worst things you can ever do. But Tamika, she's a cheerleader. She's a groupie for him. Fine. She wrote his name is no Maat. I'm not the one stealing people's work. I'm not the one doing that. And Osahimo Fake said that Diop was wrong, and that Diop was irresponsible as a scholar. He even said that Obenga is wrong, that Rikedi Amen is wrong, and even Dr. Obadele Campbell, PhD in linguistics. I mean, he told Brother Obadele Campbell, I don't see any reconstruction of Yoruba and Akan in your work, and any linguist will laugh at that. Dr. Obadele Campbell told him, you know, how am I going to make a reconstruction when it's a living language? How does that make any sense to you? And I've see, I'm not talking for the sake of talking. I back up what I say. I show and prove what I say. You know, the riparianites. I don't know if you heard about that, Sanetta, but we have those people. Wujau said that and Osai Motep was also implying that the ancient Egyptians were not black.
Oh,
and one of their
I'm
stuff
glad
is,
you are here, brother, to clean this mess up. And that's going to be your duty, your task today is to clean this mess up. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't want my mods and the mods going at my guests, y'all. Y'all got to sit back and relax, because understand this. We can't get emotional when I bring on the brother that's representing Kemet, that's going at some of the people that go gangster, because they get busy and nobody say nothing. And so when Shaka get the opportunity to fire his shots back, we get caught up into our feelings, and we got to stop doing that. The same way Reggie could go and bang on Jabari and bang on Baba and bang on everybody else, I believe Shaka should have the same opportunity to come back with information. Let's not get caught up in our feelings. It's all about the knowledge. Shaka don't hate these brothers personally. He's dealing with the information. So fall back a little bit on your emotions, and let's hear our brother Shaka out, y'all. For real, for real. I love the brother already. I like the brother.
but you know, and thank you for that, brother Dua. But you know, anybody that has an issue, just get on the platform and let's talk like grown men and grown women. That's all
See
you
that?
have to do.
He wants all the smoke. He calling out anybody who wants the smoke.
The Twitter finger thing, you know, I'm used to that. It's easy, you know. Just come on the platform, let us see your face. You don't have any reason to hide. Martin Luther King wasn't hiding,
Woo!
you know. Malcolm X wasn't hiding. I don't see any reason why you will lie. So if you're ready, just come on the platform, show us your face, and then speak your speech, like some people say. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. There you go.
So you know, Ujao, I mean, I had a nice conversation with Ujao. I didn't receive the book. He might have changed his mind. Maybe Osai Motep slapped him or cursed him out because he asked me for my address. I gave it to him, but that's fine. You know, he can change his mind. But Ujao and I had a very nice conversation. You know, we are in opposition. But we spoke cordially. Osai Motep, I invited him on my channel, but you know, he's weak and he's a coward. But no, not everybody's solid. But those Ujao and Osai Motep were going on saying, well, if you look on the walls, you can see that the hair is black, but the skin is not black. And like I've said, I mean, how many black people do you know who have a skin color that's the same as their hair? Those weak talking points, man. And you know, Kemet, the black, literally, you know, Egyptologists in the world, they translate Kem, the I6 glyph, God in the reference
going
I6.
on your teaching. That's right. Go ahead.
The God in the reference I6 the piece of charcoal or crocodile skin. Now, Diop argued for it being a piece of charcoal for a long time.
And one thing about this brother, Reggie, you ain't gonna be able to do that. This brother reads the Medu Neter. He
Reggie
knows the Medu Neter.
No, Reggie knows that we read Medu Neter together on my platform. I mean,
right.
Reggie and I were cool. He knows.
Yeah, I think that's why they scared of you, man. Go ahead, brother. Continue.
That's one of the reasons. But I mean, back when I was a regular caller on the Amon Ra Squad, I used to say, "Little homies are little homies."
Yeah.
Talk is cheap. Those guys, I don't see the messages they type now, but I heard you, so I can. And the Riparianites, the blonde hair lady, and all those people who are cheerleaders for a plagiarizer, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. There's no scholar that I know of, and I'm tempted to say a name, but the University of Amen is no longer online. But some scholars don't have a problem associating themselves with plagiarizers. Plagiarizing is one of the worst things. But anyway, Diop argued that the I6 glyphs represent a piece of charcoal. Now, being Manley, and what's the other guy's name? Mark Collier, in that book here, How to Read Egyptian Hieroglyphs, they also describe the I6 glyph as a piece of charcoal. So for all those who want to say that Diop was pseudo, and Diop had a PhD, he's not the only one who argues for that. But regardless of what it represents, the Kem glyph means black. That's how it is described as. And I have so many different books where it is described as black. I mean, it's not even something to argue about. That's the field. Those are PhDs who studied for years. For 200 years, people have worked on the language. And Walter Williams, if you're listening, I would love to have a conversation with you. I respectfully disagree with your claim that the Medu Neter has not been deciphered. Saying that the Medu Neter has not been deciphered, to me, is like saying that the Hebrew has not been deciphered, because at one point the Hebrew was not really a spoken language like that. It was kind of more of a liturgical language, and they did some reconstruction of the Hebrew. So I think it is irresponsible to claim that the Medu Neter has not been deciphered. Besides, a book was written to refute Walter Williams, and Walter Williams issued a challenge. I thought it was $100, but Sanetta said that it was actually $1,000. And brother Walter Williams said that he will give $1,000 to anyone who can pick just any glyph, one single glyph, and tell us what it means. I have answered the challenge. The video is on my channel. We have the hieroglyph of the cat, it means cat. We have the hieroglyph of the horse, it means horse. And there's so many other. So if somebody thinks that the Medu Neter has not been deciphered, then he can feel free to come in and we can have this discussion. But to the young brother commission adept, I saw him showing the glyph of the arm, the D36 glyph, the arm with the cone. And he claimed that it means Allah. And I've refuted that back in like 2008/2009. And it was at Runoko Rashidi tour. See, the guy was slick because he used Runoko Rashidi's name to try to give the guy some legitimacy. Now, one day, Runoko Rashidi was being interviewed and the guy called. Runoko Rashidi said, it doesn't mean Allah. And if it means Allah, it means somebody wrote it. I mean, to say that this glyph means Allah is so ridiculous. It's just,
now
just a shame.
You saying the brother said this? Who said it again?
Commissioner Depp repeated that false claim that there was a hieroglyphic symbol or sign that means Allah. And that's when he was talking with Smash Rockwell or Jonathan Owens. And that's when I stopped listening to the dude. I was like, okay, that's too much for me. But for those who wonder what I'm talking about, you can go on YouTube and type in Allah is not in pre-dynastic Nubia temple of Ptah. And back then, when that video was uploaded, everybody was, I mean, so many Arabized brothers, they were so happy. And look at this. I mean, the Arab language.
But let me tell you this, Shaka.
Yes.
This is why I think some of them are mad at you, because you are correcting them. Just like me, when I'm correcting the Israelites, they don't like that. They get mad. They hate to see another brother that's smarter than them on the channel, and you are correcting their pseudoism. But they can correct everybody else. But the minute you come and want to correct everybody else, they don't like that. You see what I'm saying? But keep doing what you do, brother. Keep working.
Thank you. I agree with what you're saying. Dr. Jai Hisa has written a book along with Salim Faraji and I forgot the other brother's name. I'm not going to be disrespectful. The book is The Origin of the Word Amen. And Dr. Obadeli Campbell, PhD in linguistics, working in Ghana. Um, and shout out to Brother Netaneb, Kedika peer review channel. Brother Netaneb is studying linguistics formally, because a lot of people are trying to disrespect our brother Netaneb, and Dr. Obadele Campbell, who's working with Netaneb as well, has basically refuted the main claims Dr. Jai Issa to issue at me reading the critic of Dr. Obadele Campbell. So we spoke not too long. He was kind of condescending, kind of grandstanding. But if somebody corrects you, you could as well say, thank you for the correction. You don't have to
Check
hate the
this out.
guy.
Let me say this real quick. And I want my Hebrew brothers, Korna is in the building. Mighty Hebrew is in the building. What you are seeing right now, Mighty Hebrew and my brother Korna, is the unbiasedness of your brother Sarnetta. You see, he ain't in here getting at and breaking down Hebrews. He's talking about the information that brothers that I deal with, showing you that, brother, as long as it's information, I don't care. You see, so y'all think I only go at Hebrew Israelites. This brother going at Asar, Imhotep, he going at Reggie, God. Not when I say go at him, I'm talking about the knowledge and information. He's going at their information. So that's to show you that I'm not biased when it comes to the knowledge. That right there, you should see that. So go ahead and continue, brother.
Mm-hmm. So yes, to make the long story short, people can access it online. Dr. Obadele Campbell, who is a former African American, who decided to go on the motherland. He had some encounter with the police, and he basically vowed to no longer live in that country. So he's down in Ghana, and once again he has a PhD in linguistics. He is a real linguist, not because Asahim Fake doesn't have any single degree in linguistics, and Asahim Fake even publicly stated that Obenga doesn't have a degree in linguistics. And on the University of San Francisco, when you have the page of Dr. Theophile Obenga, you can see that he has some of his degrees are advanced degrees in linguistics from two different places, two different countries, if I'm not mistaken. And amazingly, on Ujao's website, it is listed because he basically copy and pasted the information. So not only the guy doesn't have a degree in linguistics, but he had the nerve to tell the public that Obenga doesn't have a degree in linguistics. I mean, I'll leave you there because I don't want to sound.
Yeah.
Some people
Here's
are
my
just...
man, Quina. He says, "Go at him like you do us." Why would I go at a brother? Why don't you come in and go at him, Quina?
Come at me. Come at me,
but
brother.
Why would I go at my brother who me and him is on the same? I believe what he represent. I'm with him. So how could I go at somebody who I'm looking at and like, yo, this is a teacher here. He has become one of my teachers now because he's in the Kemet. So why would I go at a brother who teaches what I'm learning and what I represent? Come on, brother. That's crazy. You come in here, Quina, and you go at him. I bet you ain't gonna do that because you be running, bro.
Yes, I mean, Zion Lex said a thing or two that's inaccurate. Captain Tazariak made a video, and he was making fun of something to do with Kemet. And I think he probably talked about the contendings of Horus and Set. And he said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, like, show me where in the Bible you see two men laying together. And I actually quoted, you had David and I forgot the other guy's name, and he says until David exceeded. But we don't have to beef. We don't have to disrespect each other. It's fine if you disagree with me. Just come on the platform and let me know what you disagree with. But Sarnetta, I have an idea. I don't know if you're cool with that.
Go ahead, brother.
Do you want to go on my website so we can show something to the people?
Yes, come on. Go ahead. Get it.
Now, oh, actually, I can share the screen. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to share my screen now. Share screen. I'm going to go there. All right, so
your screen is being shared. We see it.
Okay, I'm gonna share the link of my website in the chat. There it is. And I accept Cash App, brothers and sisters. It's $sign Maat forever.
Show our
Uh,
brother some love, y'all. Let's
you see,
go.
you have the cash app there,
I
Maat
don't
forever.
see it.
And
I don't see it.
oh, is it not shared? Yes, it's on the screen there. Can you see? You see on the screen?
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
put it in the chat.
Oh no.
That's what
Well,
I was looking at.
okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a PayPal as well. You know. Where is the chat? There it is. So, um, that's a cash app and that's a
Yeah,
PayPal.
yeah.
So, the website address has been shared in the chat. So you see when you go to the bottom here. That's the one I told you about, Prophet Muhammad scholar according to Islamic sources. So we have Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Sunan Abu Dawud. Now, just so you can have a understanding, the description of Prophet Muhammad according to the authentic hadith. Now, Sahih Bukhari is known as the most authentic collection of hadith, and he says Rajul al Abiyad. So Rajul means man and Abiyad means white. You know, despite what Western Muhammad has tried to make people believe, which is acrobatic, gymnastic, acrobatic, linguistic acrobatics. So it's described as white all through, you know. And I also have a part that says why people, here it is, why some people claim that Prophet Muhammad was black skinned, you know. So I explained the linguistic gymnastics, and I'm quoting Western Muhammad. I purchased his books because he challenged me to a debate, and I accepted. So I was ready for the heat. Now let's go back because there's a Hebrew brother who said, you know, he has issues. So um, let's go back again. Now, biblical parallels with texts from ancient Egypt or Kemet. All right. So you can see, for example, you see the Peret Em Heru of Ani,
Mm-hmm.
Misnomer Book of the Dead. Now, here you have the Ten Commandments, Exodus 20, compared to the 42 declarations of innocence from the Papyrus of Ani. The Papyrus of Ani is located in the British Museum, London, England. So it exists. Okay. So you can see the parallels, you know, not to say the plagiarism because I'm being diplomatic right now, but I might change later on. So we have the great hymn to the Aten. This is during the lifetime of Akhenaten, who is a historical figure. We have his names written on artifacts. You know, we know he existed for sure. You know, and Akhenaten, for those who don't know, this is King Tut's father, right? Now, the picture that I have behind me is Amenhotep III. That's Akhenaten's father. It is supposedly in his tomb in Kemet. I have not been able to verify it, but I have another one that looks very similar, which is in the Louvre Museum, and I have shared it many times. You know, so uh, what does it look like to you? You know, Chief X has been claiming that the ancient Egyptians were not black. Chief X was supposed to come on my platform. He didn't. But I have two videos, one called Black Ancient Egyptians, and I have also Black Ancient Egyptians Part 2. We have the visual evidence. When it comes to the Canaanites, they were white skinned, they were not black. And we have the depictions from Beni Hassan, you know, we went through that. So we have the great hymn to the Aten, okay, and we have Miriam Lichtem. Now, I'm not sure exactly how we pronounce the surname, but Ancient Egyptian Literature in the New Kingdom, that's volume 2. And we can compare the great hymn to the Aten with Psalm 104, verse 20. All right. So, great hymn to the Aten, when you set in western light land, earth is in darkness as if in death. Psalm 104, verse 20, thou makest darkness and it is night. Hymn to the Aten, every lion comes from its den. Psalm 104, verse 21, the young lions roar after their prey. Hymn to the Aten, okay, I don't want to be too long about that, but you have the comparison between the great hymn to the Aten and Psalm 104. What a coincidence. That's what I call plagiarism. But I'm being diplomatic. The title says parallel. You also have the instructions of Amenemho Pay.
Mm.
And if you compare those, and you see, this is called this is archaeology, brothers and sisters. All those guys talk about so-called patriarchs for which they cannot show anything during their lifetime. But this is the museum number, name, dates, and places. When we deal with scholarship, name, dates, and places. So this is the papyrus of the teachings of Amenemho Pay. We have the museum number. All right. This is the British Museum papyrus number. You even have a link to the British Museum. You can step your game up. You know. So it says, and you can go to Bible Gateway. It says 30 sayings of the wise, right? And what does Miriam Lichtem says? She says here, um, it derives its meaning from the author's acquaintance with the 30 chapters of Amenemope. So Amenemope has 30 chapters, and in the Proverbs, it talks about the 30 sayings of the wise. And here we can compare the instructions of Amenemope with Proverbs 22. You see, so everybody's free to read them because there's so much, and there's also, of course, the wisdom of Ptahotep, right? Now, there's a complete copy in the French National Library. When you hear French National Library, that's not pseudo. They will not house pseudo books over there. All right. So I don't want to be too long with this, but at the top you can see that you have Exodus 3:14 compared with the book of the heavenly cow. We have that in the tombs in Kemet. We have the original. That's what I mean. Exodus 20, known as the Ten Commandments, compared with the papyrus of Ani, and we have Genesis 41, verse 42, compared with Amenhotep, the son of Hapu. We have Luke and Matthew compared with the great hymn to the Aten. I already said Proverbs compared with Amenemope's instruction. Proverbs compared with Ptahotep's wisdom. And of course, Psalm 104 compared with the great hymn to the Aten. So maybe that's why some people feel some kind of way, because this is scholarship, you know. You're muted,
Let
brother
me let
Simon.
me ask you, brother.
Yes.
What do you think about the up and coming debate with Godfield and brother Jabari? What do you think Jabari need to do to prove his point that Christianity is definitely stolen from out of Kemet?
Well, the issues with the word stolen, but yesterday or the day before, I saw Jabari showing the definition of plagiarism
Right,
from
right.
Merriam-Webster. So he says, when something is stolen without giving credit, and I'm paraphrasing. So the only claim to fame of Garfield, who has lied publicly on Doggy Diamonds and said that he has a bachelor's degree in history, nobody's seen it. He sent an invoice for $1,800, $1,800 to show his fake degree. If he has a bachelor's degree in history, all he has to do is to show it. But obviously, he doesn't have it. He also lied about having received millions of dollars, But hey, that's him. He said it publicly. But his only claim to fame is to say, well, he cannot show and prove that it was stolen, as if he wants some artifact from the Hebrews or whoever wrote those books, the Greeks, that says, well, we stole it from Kemet. That's the only claim to fame. But he's going to get crucified on December 24th, and maybe Reggie will distance himself from him. I don't know, but um, Garfield has once said, "Well, look at the double standard. People use Kemet writings when they talk about Kemet, but they don't want us to use Bible writings when we talk about the Bible. Where are the originals? When was the Bible that you hold printed?" I mean, for him to say that, and he shows that he was doing credit repairs a couple of years ago. He's a neophyte, and when I hear people, and check this out, brothers and sisters, on his own book, Garfield wrote in the back cover that he's been a student of biblical history for the past 30 years. If you make the calculation, it means that he was 9 years old when he started. Who studies biblical history at 9 years old?
Oh,
And he
man.
said that Osai Mofek is his master teacher. So his master teacher, he's a pseudo and a plagiarizer. So
Oh,
we have that
man.
ecosystem of falsehood or isfet. So the guy just lying is behind off. He cannot leave without lying. He's just crazy at this point.
Damn, man. You going in, man. That's why Garfield, you got to come in here and clean this up, brother. Come in here.
Show us your
So let me
degree,
ask you,
Garfield.
brother.
I'm challenging you, Garfield. Show us your bachelor's degree in history, you liar.
Okay.
Tell
So
us, show it to us so we can see the university.
okay, so talk to me, brother, about have any Israelites came at you, tried to attack you yet? I mean, verbally with their information versus what you teach?
Um, I've had some Israelites coming on my platform. It's cool when people disagree. JJ 7000, he came a few times. We spoke cordially. I don't agree with the stuff he says about Chris MVP Harris, and maybe JJ 7000 will hop in. Um, but I remember years
What do he
ago.
say about Chris MVP Harris?
Oh well, he says that he claims that Chris Harris said, you should be a patriot, you should be a U.S. patriot, and forget about all these ancient writings. And I don't believe that. I have to hear it for myself. But I mean, they're going back and forth. It is what it is. Chris Harris has proven himself. He left after the first round with Pastor Bennett because he went through some personal thing, family wise, So if people want to say Pastor Bennett won by default, they can say that. But Chris MVP Harris has proven himself. He destroyed Zion Lex by using Zion Lex's own source. And that was on your platform, brother Sanetta. So Zion Lex, I don't know why he said that Nyame is Yahweh. That sounds like linguistic acrobatics, but it's the it thing to do linguistic gymnastics and linguistic acrobatics. But I don't really recall right now anybody really going at me with some argument. Here is Pastor Bennett. Feel free to call in, Pastor Bennett.
Pastor Bennett don't want
yeah.
no smoke, man. He don't want no smoke,
All
brother.
right, well, if he doesn't want to smoke,
yeah, you're an up and coming soldier up in here, man, for real.
See it. The brother Mighty Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken, Garfield said that he was there was some sexual misconduct.
Nah, we don't want to talk about that.
Okay, but I'm just saying what was stated publicly. Garfield said that publicly, So
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he talked about another brother called Nasi that apparently did similar things, and he's been is receiving the support from his community. But it's not the Hebrews only, because Pan-Africans have been defending rapists and pedophiles. So and even some Kemetic people, unfortunately, and they're not really Kemetic because they don't deal with Maat. But Mighty
why
Hebrew
do you think Pastor Bennett still worship a fictional character who they call Jesus Christ, who they could never prove? Because when I asked the question to the Hebrews, can you prove that you are an Israelite through your genealogy? And they can never do it. And so I asked Pastor Bennett, can you prove that Jesus was a real character, that the teachings, that some of the stuff that you see in your Bible that you can't see in Kemet? And why do you think they still cling to that stuff, brother? These are grown men believing in that.
Well, it's a belief. Now, whether he existed or not, I don't think that we will have an ultimate and definite answer. What's for sure is that there's no single document that mentions Jesus during his lifetime. And if there is, then feel free to show us. I mean, I heard some brother said that the Ark of Covenant was found and it is in Turkey. Some people just believe stuff. It's like that Topkapi Museum in Turkey, where allegedly we have the hair and of Prophet Muhammad, some of his clothing and stuff like that. I mean, that's just for tourists. Scholars of Islamic studies, they don't talk that stuff. But Pastor Bennett, what's his church? Where is his church? If he's a pastor, where is his church? Have you ever seen his church? Have you ever been to his church?
Well, his church is in Chicago. He's in Chicago.
Okay, great. So, well, he's free to, Pastor Bennett, feel free to show us some document that mentions Jesus during his lifetime, because we're talking about somebody who resurrected a girl, who resurrected Lazarus, who changed water into wine, who multiplied the bread and the fishes. When he died, there was what we call an earthquake, what we could call eclipse as well. And saints went out of their graves, walked in the street and spoke to people. I think that even if people don't say, well, today Jesus Christ, Yeshua Christos, died, at least they will say, well, today, you know what? There was an earthquake and an eclipse, because they were literate people back then.
Yeah, talk to me. Do you see Kemet from Genesis to Revelations all through the Bible? Do you see any of the teachings of Kemet from Genesis through Revelations all through that Bible?
Well, I wouldn't say all through, because we all know about the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is most likely the influence or inspiration for the flood story. But like I have just shared previously, and actually, you know what? I'm going to share the direct link to the article in the chat. But in my article alone, we already have parallels, not to say plagiarism, from Kemetic texts that made their way in the Bible. So scholars know that. It's no surprise. I mean, I remember hearing Garfield saying the Bible did not steal anything from Kemet.
Yeah.
I mean, to say that, I mean, it's nearly retarded to say that, because the people who talk about those similarities, who talk about those parallels, those are scholars, not people who study biblical history from 9 years old. Like Sean, he pulled up a Sean Kingston on us. Beautiful Girls. It was back in '99, watching movies all the time. Or When I Went Away for Doing My First Crime. I mean, the guy was 9 years old, and Garfield got his inspiration as well like that. But anyway, there's scholarship. You don't necessarily need a degree to do scholarship if you rely on sources.
All right, let me ask you this. Pastor Bennett, he says, ask him, do historians and scholars overwhelmingly agree that Jesus existed? If he say no, I know all I need to know. So do you think that scholars overwhelmingly say that Jesus existed? Scholars.
Well, let him show us.
Historians and scholars.
Let him show us. If he shows us people who say, I believe he existed, believing is not knowing.
That's right.
If I tell you I have a Ferrari, I can show you I don't have
I agree with
here,
you.
but I can show you I have some keys, and I say one of those keys is to a Ferrari. You have the right to believe me. It doesn't mean I have it.
See that? My brother Shaka sharp. I like that. I like that.
He's trying to flip the script. Pastor Bennett, I'm not your enemy. We can talk cordially. Right. We can talk cordially. It's fine.
Yeah, I got somebody for you, Pastor Bennett.
Yeah, we don't agree. That's for sure. But we can talk cordially.
Now y'all running now. Now y'all running.
Can you show me one document that mentions the name of Jesus during his lifetime? That's what I'm asking you. But he's good at flipping the script. Sometimes people are not skilled and seasoned, so they end up walking and dancing with the opposition. And the repairing us, that's how they are. The repairing us there. But anyway, let's I digress. Feel free. So we don't have anybody that called in, Brother Sanetta?
All right, I'm gonna drop the link. I would like Quanah to come in first. Quanah talk a lot of stuff. You can ask him any question you want, Quanah. Watch Quanah run, y'all. He's a runner. He's a track star. We don't know how way he gonna get far.
and
let's go. Here's the link. Quanah, you the first runner up. Let's get it.
I'm giving Medu Nature classes for those who wonder.
That's right. So, hey, how much your classes? Talk about that, brother.
Yeah.
Talk about the classes.
So the classes are $10 for 1 hour, and it's 1 hour minimum. Sometimes we go over the hour. All you need basically is an internet connection. It's best to have a PC, a computer, but you can use a smartphone. You can use a tablet, and you're good to go.
That's good. That's man. That's real good, brother. That's good, brother.
I have
now the link is in the chat, brother. The link is in the chat. Y'all got all y'all with all that mouth. We got
Lord Abba, all these people repairing us. Come, let's talk.
Yeah, we got the Mighty Hebrew talking about, yo, man, I spoke to Garfield. He said he coming. What about you coming, Mighty Hebrew?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned, Sanetta, I'm glad you mentioned Mighty Hebrew, because back in like 2008, I remember you interviewed him. Well, he was in the street, and where you used to have your stand, and he showed a depiction from the walls of Kemet, and you have people working. He said those are the Hebrews working in Kemet, and I made a video to refute that way back. It was called Lying Hebrews Were Light. Then I had another one, called something like Mythical History and Archaeological Lies of Hebrews Were Lights. But those guys, they showing you some depictions from the walls of Kemet of Egyptians working, and they said, look, those are the Hebrews. Who said they were the Hebrews? Can you show me the word that said that they are Hebrews? Can you show me Mighty Hebrew? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? You're muted, Brother Sanetta. Maybe it's on purpose, because maybe you're on the phone. Oh
yeah, Mighty Hebrew don't want no smoke. He'll be in the chat and he'll try to get other people, but he don't want this fire. But anyway, we got somebody here. We're gonna bring on.
JJ 7000 says he's backstage.
Yeah, I got JJ right here.
What's up, JJ 7000? How you doing,
brother? Hey, Sanetta, I told you this is my new recruit right here. I told he remind me of a young me. See, I had to test him out first. Me and him went back and forth. I said, yeah, he ready. And what I like about him, he's not biased. He will come at Reggie. He will come at JJ. He will come at Garfield. He will come at everybody. He even come at Kamisha. This guy right here is ready.
Yeah.
This the new Kemet teacher over here. See, JJ
That's
good
right.
at scouting.
That's right.
Hold on, I'm good at scouting. I'm a good teacher. I got Tahuti, Commission, and now this guy. You see? So don't sleep on JJ and his eye for talent. Go ahead, Shaka. He even trying to challenge me, and I would debate him on this channel because that's what JJ do. But go ahead. This my new recruit. Just let y'all know he ain't running for nobody, not even JJ. Go ahead. I'm excited. I'm gonna close my mic.
JJ, your recruits are Chimerics. Where are the Hebrew scholars?
Hey, well, now I got Yasha ben Israel. We got Hebrews in the hood. We got the Apostle. I mean, we got Corey. We got Aaron. I mean, we got bro. We versatile over at the line, there.
Yeah,
Hey, I
JJ,
bragged on you to Sarnetta, man, and you doing your thing. Go
told
ahead,
me. I
man.
appreciate that. Thank you. And you know the irony is that it's a Hebrew Israelite brother who
Right.
recommended me to Sanetta, but it's all good. JJ, what about your friend who talked about Black Hittites? Is he available? Can you get him on the platform?
Hey, Quinai, if you can get a hold of Yehuda, because Yehuda got all the
Quinat's scared.
evidence.
Can you get Quinat on the platform, JJ?
Yeah, he's in the audience, but because Yehuda
he's
got the
scared to
information.
death.
Well, now you can't be talking about.
Go over there and hold
FOP.
his hand and bring him in. Go hold his hand and bring him in, brother.
That's my big uncle now. You can't be doing that, man. Now, hey, I'm representing right now. Hey, Shaka. So
Yes.
tell us about the thing with Garfield. What's going on with you and him?
We don't want to know none of that. We want to know about you and that Bible, JJ. We don't want to know none of that. We ain't doing that. You come in here and you defend your Bible.
Wait a minute. How you gonna try to bring my guy to work against me? I don't want to brag. I said I got a new guy to go tear everybody's ass up. God dang it!
No,
now,
I'm not working against anyone. I'm
right,
against falsehood.
Right.
I'm against falsehood. So if we realize,
I'm just happy you finally getting a bigger voice in the audience, family. Go ahead.
I
I'm gonna be
appreciate
quiet,
that, brother. Thank you for that, brother JJ 7000. I appreciate that. And you see the way we speak now on my platform, that's how it is with people of different faith, people who even don't have any faith. It's always cool. Most of the time it's cool. I see Sanetta's on the phone now, so I don't know if we have people waiting to get on the panel. I'm not really reading the comments, but let me say it again. Whoever's a Twitter finger talking smack about me, get on the platform now and let's talk.
Let's go.
Talk is,
Where Reggie at? Reggie's in the audience right now. We want to get a 2-minute clock out for 2 minutes, because Reggie try to interrupt you, and then he might even throw you off because Sarnetta didn't gave him an administrative role.
Oh,
even though Sarnetta might invite me, Sarnetta might invite me to the panel, but Reggie so jealous and just so butthurt because he can't beat me in a debate that I'm gonna throw JJ off. Hey, get on Reggie.
Who's that?
Okay. Running man Reggie.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what's going on with the
battle. All right, JJ, hold on, JJ. Hold on, my brother. Garfield calls in. Garfield is heated.
Tell him to show his face.
JJ, I need you to be quiet right now. I don't need you to enter into this. Let this brother talk. Garfield, you got the floor.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't hear anything that Shaka said, but Mighty Hebrew called me and said that, he said that Garfield don't have a BA, right? Now, for everybody who's out there, I do have a BA degree, more than one. And as a matter of fact, hold on. I have my brother who hosts the show, Sarnetta. This is my gripe. Sarnetta has seen my degree, clear as day. For Sarnetta to be on his own, hold on. I Photoshop a real degree and I show him in person. You don't.
No. He did. He showed me. He did show me.
I'm sorry, Sarnetta.
Hold on. Sarnetta. First of all, this idiot you have on your show. This idiot you have on your show don't know anything. Hold on. Sarnetta. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hold on, brother.
You should not call me an idiot.
Sarnetta.
No. Either you say that to my face or you remain cordial.
All right, Garfield, this is his show, Garfield. This is his show.
Gangster, Garfield. Don't try to act gangster. Where are the millions of dollars you claim you had? Just show us your degree. I can go on Photoshop and create some fake stuff. Which university it is? What is the field?
Hold on, Shaka. Let him talk, Shaka. Go ahead, Garfield.
Sarnetta, I don't need to show anybody anything. hold on.
So
Hold on
you're
a second.
lying, and that's it. You
Hold
don't
on,
have to
hold on,
speak
All
your
right,
mind.
hold on, man.
hold
We
on.
ain't gonna get nowhere with this, Garfield. You got to come in, man.
Yes,
Come
he
on
has to
in.
come in like a man,
Can't
not hide
come
behind
in.
the phone.
I cannot come in. I'm
He
driving.
can
I am
never come.
driving.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
on.
driving, whatever. Yeah, that's excuses, man.
I
You're a
offered this
non-liar.
guy the chance. Hold on. I offered him the chance to come on my channel and do a private
Privately,
stream
I
yard
don't do the
to
private
show
stuff,
him.
Garfield. We are human
Sarnetta,
beings
you
and
let
grown
this
men.
guy. Hold
Come
on,
publicly and
Sarnetta.
show
I'm
your
gonna make a
degree.
note of this. Sarnetta, I'm gonna make a note of this. You allow this guy to disrespect me on your channel.
How did I disrespect you? I never lied.
I'm gonna
I
make.
told
I'm
you.
gonna
Hey,
make.
Shaka, just let him
You
speak
don't
real quick. You gonna get it out,
know
Shaka? Just chill.
what truth? You don't know anything. How could you know the truth if you don't know at all?
Well, Garfield, let
You
me
are
say this.
assuming.
Garfield,
No, I'm not
No,
listening
Shaka,
to
just
you.
let him get it out, Shaka. Let him get it out. It's a trick.
All right.
Just be quiet.
All right, y'all. We're gonna have to move on, man.
if
Yeah.
this guy can go on forever.
Hold on.
Chris Harris
Hold on,
said
hold on.
you don't have a degree.
Sarnetta.
He cut for you before. He will not cut for you anymore. He
Sarnetta.
said that publicly.
Garfield, you can't talk. We can't talk right now, brother. You gonna have to do it again, man.
Yo, bro, it's Sarnetta, it's okay, brother. Let this guy disrespect me. Let him lie on me on your channel.
Brothers and
That's all I'ma tell
sisters,
you.
asking him to show his degree is disrespecting now. You see the low level of the so-called conscious community, where they do that at.
Hold on. Let me just say this, brother Garfield. You know my channel is open for anybody to come and speak and drop information. The attack was not to come at you personally. Number two, Garfield, there has been many people that came on your goddamn channel tearing my name up, banging on Sarnetta, being in the comment section. I don't call you and cry and say that. I don't do that to you, bro. So for you to act like niggas love me over there on your channel, when them niggas be calling me all kind, oh, that's the pseudo channel, this is that type of channel, they going in. You do that, Garfield. How dare you say some shit like that, brother? How dare you? Them niggas be over there going in on me, dogging me, hate me, and you allow that. And I don't be like, oh, Garfield, come on, man, look. I don't do that. I just fall back and be like, all right, go ahead. Y'all niggas have fun. Come on, brother, don't do that, man. This ain't about hating you, Garfield. This is information. All right?
You know, Sarnetta.
Come on, man.
You know,
all right,
Sarnetta.
come on, man. Yeah, let's not move on. Let's go somewhere else because you hurt people's feelings, brother.
But Sarnetta, I mean, you know, when people are liars and you tell the truth, obviously they will not like you. Yesterday we spoke with Jabari. Jabari was on the phone and he wasn't hollering like Garfield does. He always does that anyway. But during the debate, he would be in trouble because he would not be able to mute people or ask people to disturb people with his Power Rangers. He doesn't hold his own. But anyway, Jabari said that Garfield showed him a degree and we couldn't see the university or the place where he got the degree from, you see. And Shefren from the Pseudo Killers has said, non, je suis en live, je peux pas, je peux pas, je peux pas, je suis en live. I'm sorry.
Papa, what's that? What's your papa?
It's French. I can't because my daughter's here.
Okay.
Now, Shefred L from the Pseudo Killers said that Garfield showed him a degree, and the degree that he showed to Chris Harris, it was not the same name. Garfield himself said that he doesn't want people to know his middle name or some foolishness like that. It's very simple. All Garfield has to do is to show his degree, because once again, he sent an invoice for $1,800 in order to show his degree. That's ridiculous. It's fishy, but I will leave it there.
I seen Garfield degree. He do.
No, brother. Which university was it from? There it is. So, you know, this private stuff doesn't hold any weight. If he has a degree in a bachelor's degree in history, all he needs to do is just to show it. Otherwise, he's lying, period.
But see, here's the thing that gets me, man. Brother Garfield, Brother Reggie, all of y'all have been on YouTube banging and going hard at people, sometime at the elders. The minute someone poke a knife at you, y'all start screaming and crying. That's the shit I don't get, man. You can't just deliver it and don't expect to get hit back. People, this is YouTube. People come at you. And so now people see y'all up in here crying and all of this stuff, man. Y'all got to stop that. Y'all been going at Jabari for fucking months.
For
months,
years.
for years. Y'all been going at Baba Heru for years. And for
Disrespecting the
DG,
elder.
and somebody come back and just poke the bear. Y'all start to crying shit. Brother, you not looking good, Garfield. Get your ass up in here and deal with the information with the brother, Garfield. Simple as that, man. Let me bring on Prince Charlandine, who I call the Mighty Hebrew. Before you say anything, Mighty Hebrew, Chris Harris would like to have a discussion with you. Would you consider having a discussion with Chris Harris, the Mighty Hebrew?
We can do that another time. We can do that another time. I just want
What
to,
time
matter of
can
fact,
that
I'll
be?
call.
What time can that be? Sometime next week?
I don't know when. That's not important.
All right. Hold on, Mighty Hebrew. Hold on. Hold your cool. When I open up your mic to speak, Mighty Hebrew, I would like for you to talk about information, not what the he said, she said. People who come here, they want to hear the knowledge. What do you got to discredit his information or what he's talking about on the knowledge? Let's see what you got, brother. We don't want to hear the bickering right now and the crying, brother.
First off, yo, what's going on, Shaka? It's been years, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
I think the last time I heard from you might have been like what, 2008, 2009. I do remember the piece that you did on me some years ago. I live in Africa now, but I ain't heard from you in years until I see you recently. You did something on Garfield and the Sar Emotep because somebody put me onto your station. The only thing I came on here as a moderator to say that I hear what you're saying about Asar Emotep, Dr. Reggie, Garfield, and others. But what I'm saying is they need to be present. You also spoke about Dr. Wesley Muhammad.
They don't need to be present, brother. They don't need to be present because Jabari wasn't present for a whole year. So stop it. Stop it, Mighty Hebrew.
But can I say what I want to say?
Yes, go ahead.
Is this a free platform? Yes or no?
Yes.
What I'm saying is this. Okay, then. All right, even if you disagree with me, what I'm saying is, as men are renowned, there's a certain way that you critique one to another. When you go to the academia world, because this is what a lot of y'all are imitating. When you go to the academic world, they don't act like niggas. So what I'm saying is, if you're speaking about these men, they should be present. They have a right to be present to challenge your academia. Period. That's all I'm saying. Because
yes, I agree with you 100%, Mighty Hebrew. If they carried the same understanding, then we could say yes. But they don't care about somebody else being present when they going at them. What are you talking about?
Why you defending him? Why you defending him? This is me and him. What I'm saying is, even though he's challenging their academia, he's still throwing curveballs at them and still disrespecting them at the same time. If it's strictly about the academic, then deal with the academic. Why you got to slander these brothers at the same time? Why you destroying their academia? That's the problem that I'm having with a lot of these platforms. If you saying this is strictly about academia, why do y'all have to underhandedly attack people's character at the same time? Why you got to do that?
Stop. I'm gonna bring you in, Shaka. Mighty Hebrew, that is hypocritical of you. I have seen you on Judah Nazareth's channel. I have seen you on JJ channel, and I have seen you talk mad shit about me, and I wasn't there, brother. Hold on, stop, man, stop. I know it's hurting. If you take a rock and throw it in the crowd of dogs, the only one that barks is the one that get hit. So I heard you. Now you got to hear me. There has been many times you have brought my name up, spoke about me, spoke about the House of Consciousness on Judah Nash channel, on JJ channel, and I wasn't present. See, it's a double standard here, brother. When Reggie is going at Brother Jabari, when Reggie is going at the elders and going at Hamaj, you don't see them, brother. Was they there last night when Reggie was going at Baba Heru? No. You see? So, brother, you can't come up in here now and start saying that when the Hebrews are going the fuck off and they banging on every goddamn body. Do anybody be up in there to defend themselves? No. So stop it, man. Stop doing that. Go ahead, brother. You can speak, Shaka.
Okay, I was muted. It's a shame the brother left because he started okay, but then he was not really in the greatest mood. But he's always like, hey, what's up, VP Harris? Now I just want to say,
You gotta echo, Chris. You gotta put it on mute.
And before you say so, I want to go after Shaka. Cause he
Go ahead, brother.
Dr. Wesley Muhammad challenged me publicly to a debate. I accepted. We spoke about it on the phone. We talked about the time period. It was supposed to be the end of the year. Then he backed down. If anybody that I address want to get on the panel, they are welcome to do so. Like I said, every time I'm live streaming, I share the link and everybody can get on the panel. So I don't want people to act like I'm talking about people and I'm not ready to deal with them. Reggie, he's the one who was like, I'm not talking to him. I'm ready. Anybody that has an issue with what I'm saying, we can talk like grown men. That's what I wanted to say. So bring it on.
Okay, Chris Harris, you want to say something right quick? Unmute yourself.
All right, yeah, give me a second. Do you guys still hear the echo?
Go ahead.
All right, real quick. I want everybody in the chat right now. I think there's 535 people in the chat. The one thing I like to express on these channels is simply, from this channel, we got the Pseudo Killers, Amin Ra Squad, Lion's Den, we got Team Osiris, we got Brother Shaka. All these channels make content for you all. Sonetta has spawned all these individuals and have helped, and what they're trying to do is promote black excellence. What I say that everybody does every time I come on here, if there's 532 people in the chat, donate $1 so the brother Sonetta can continue to give you all great content. This is how we build black economics. This is how we maintain our platforms on these social media platforms. It shows that we're supporting one another on these platforms, and it's how we're going to continue to grow and build better multimedia platforms for ourselves. Guess what, guys? The small hats do it. Guess what? We better learn how to do it too. Also, just wanted to give a shout out to my brother Shaka up here on here, knocking people out the box as always. What's going on, man? I didn't really want much. Sonetta, just want to say peace to you and really get everybody to support the channel. Hit the like button, get the algorithm up, and let's support one another and promote black excellence and intelligentsia. With that being said, I'm signing out.
Thank you, brother. All right. I want to bring on Kwana just jetted. Nepal Shada. Let's get Nepal up in here.
The champ is here.
Nepal Shada.
Sak passe ki jan ouye.
Ça passe? Que jan ouye?
Moins bien.
All right. D'accord. Mon ami, I want to tell you thank you. I saw you a while ago. And I saw you last year, and I told Sonetta, I think he was just so overwhelmed, but I was like, there's this brother. He speaks French. He goes in on the metanetter. So I did mention you, but I'm glad to get on here and ask you.
Yeah, I do. Remember.
Right. So I want to ask you if you could help me. Can you talk about the topic I've been going into and give us some information, give us more information on the Kemetic priesthood? Because I see so much similarity with the Levitical priesthood coming from the Kemetic priesthood. Can you talk to us about that? Because I really want to find out more about it.
I'm not honestly, I'm not too familiar with the Leviticus priesthood. What matters really when we're talking about history is what does the data allow us to say? What are the records that we have? So when people talk about these biblical either narrative or stories or patriarchs or just individuals, whether they're patriarchs or not, what are the records? Where are they? You see, earlier I asked about the most central, most important figure of Christianity, which is Jesus Christ, Yeshua Christos. And I asked Pastor Bennett, he's not there, maybe he's busy, but just one single document that mentions Jesus during his lifetime. So we could do the same with other patriarchs as well. We could do the same with Moses and Abraham, but people would say it's too remote, as if 1500 BC for Moses, more or less 1500 BC, as if it's so ancient, where we have records that are way older. You know, the pyramids were built around 2600 BC, like 1000 years before that. And, you know, and we have the pyramid text, which is like 2000 BC. So if they can tell us about records contemporaneous, and when I say contemporaneous, I don't mean hundreds of years later, then that will be interesting. So we can make the comparison. Because, for instance, when it comes to Jesus Christ, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, we have so many scholars, so many, not necessarily scholars, but so many people who wrote about him. We have Flavius Josephus, we have Tacitus," and they give so many names to those guys that were like decades after the fact. As a matter of fact, Bob Ehrman, PhD, stated that Paul's writings are the earliest writings. They are earlier than the gospel. So the people, the apostles, who supposedly walked with Jesus, their writings come after Paul, who never met Jesus. But I will leave it there. I don't want to be too long-winded, sister. Are you
All
there,
right,
sister?
Nepal.
Now, maybe sister's busy now. Or maybe she's having connection issues.
All right, let's move on. Let's move forward. Lord Abba in the building. What's up, Lord Abba?
Hey, Lord Abba.
Peace, peace. What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear,
loud
brother.
and clear.
Yeah, my mic got a little messed up, so I don't know if it's coming in clear. I had to sit my microphone right here. I couldn't find the piece to my mic. Damn, and I got it.
It's very clear, brother.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Shaka-Ndugu-KMT. Geesh, what's been 10, 11 years maybe? Finally, because I know that I've been calling for the smoke. You have a different version of history, and sometimes that happens. But I've been calling for the smoke for years. Let me just address. You said that I got your channel struck. I've never gotten anyone's channel struck. Anyone. And if
that didn't sound like Lord Abba to me.
Anybody could,
no, the video. You had the video.
Video. I've never did that, brother. And if you could show it, you could probably still go through your emails, pull the screenshot. I think my channel name at that time was Moorish Science TV or Lord Abba TV, one of those two. It'll be able to show you that my particular channel was the one that struck your channel. So that's not true. Okay.
It's true, brother. It was Lord Abba line. It was removed. I had to put it on Vimeo. I mean, everywhere I would put it, but it's okay, brother.
Yeah, because it
Lord
wasn't
Abba,
me, brother. It wasn't me.
It was probably somebody that likes you and that did the work. But do you remember?
Nobody ain't like me back then. Nobody.
Well, you used to be a Moor after you used to be a 5%.
I'm still a Moor.
A Nubian. You used to be a Nubian. You used to say that Allah is merely a teraphim, which is a door. But then you change and you have the right to change. And you were on tape on Saneda's platform, by the way.
That's right.
But do you remember saying that you were embarrassed, Reketi Amen? Do you remember saying that? Because I have the screen print of that.
All right. If you look, that was, man, we go back like 10, 11. I don't know. I probably did say that. I don't even know who you're talking about, but I probably said it. And if you have the screenshot of it, you can pull that up. It's just
it would take me time to look for it, but
that's understandable.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
But feel free anyway. Apparently, you're ready for the smoke. Or
well, I just came on to clear those things up. You said something about white Canaanites, right? So I could run through some things real quick, Saab. You want me to? I don't know. Because I like Sanetta, he was saying something about his new HOK lineup. I'll run through your whole HOK like Marshawn Lynch. Point blank, period.
And you go, Lord Abba. Now you're right back.
I'm semi-retired. I'm into
politics, come on, Lord Abba. Stop that. I got Domo out there waiting in the wing to take you on some of that political science or whatever you call it, brother. So be careful.
Bring them more. So if real quick, if y'all want me to run through a preview of his white Canaanite theory that I debunked, 12 years ago, I can do that as well because I have this stuff already pulled up.
All right, let's do this then. I agree with that. Now, Senator, can you please show my screen? Those are Canaanites. That's Beni Hassan, and it's not a theory; it's an artifact. It is known. We have the original and we have the reproduction as well. So here I'm showing those white Canaanites. They are not black. So if you can show us black Canaanites, please be my guest, Brother Lord Abba.
See that. I've grown, right? I've grown in my information. Some things that I used to teach, I obviously do not teach them anymore because I realized that I was, misrepresenting the historical facts based on my beliefs, based on my bias, et cetera, and I made adjustments over the years, but I see that you have not. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me. This is easy. This is easy work.
So I'm stopping my share.
Watch
It's funny
this.
you said that. I have not grown.
No, I mean, you probably have, but in this area, I don't think that you have. So let me not make such a blanket statement, right? So let me see.
But let's
Let's
clear.
do this.
Let's be
Let me
clear
blow
though.
this up. Let's blow this up.
Let's be clear, Brother Lord. But you're free to share anything you want. But are you going to show us some Black Canaanites?
Chill, I got you.
No,
Okay, so
are you
let's
going to show us some Black Canaanites, Brother Lord?
don't do that, bro. Let me get into. Can I get into my bag?
You are
went
free,
into your
but
bag.
I just want to know if it's something that you will show us
I
because
got you. Let me
he's
get
not
into my
answering, but
bag.
that's fine. Go ahead.
I just said I got you.
Will you show us some Black Canaanites?
I just said I got you.
Okay, feel free. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Henrik Minu von Minutuli, right? This is a French guy, archaeologist, went to Egypt. I mean, this guy is famous in the ancient world for many of his finds and some of the things that he did insofar as Egyptological scholarship and research is concerned. Now, why is he important in this argument? Let's see. Why is this man important in this argument? So we see here the tomb of Seti I, the Book of Gates, 4th division, right? And this is where mainly the scholars get the idea from, the false notion that the Canaanites were white people, right? So I'll have this Canaanite here circled. This is whom they agree in the scholarship is a Canaanite, right? So he's asking me, can I show him Black Canaanites? I want you to peep the figure in front of him and the figure behind him. But I want you to also peep all of the rest of these figures. You can clearly see them in their full color, right? But there's something off about this particular individual. And why is it that, and we see that the individuals in front or behind him, they are possibly of the same stock as this particular individual is. This is where von Minutuli is important at, because this is an image that many of what I used to call the junior scholars like Sarah Seti, and back then I would call Shaka-Ndugu-KMT one as well. And we see 4 peoples of the world: a Libyan, a Nubian, an Asiatic, which is a Canaanite, and an Egyptian. An artistic rendering by Heinrich von Minutuli that was created in 1820. Where did he get it from? The mural from the tomb of Seti I, which I just showed you. So why is this important? So when we pull up the actual image, right, we see something that's noticeable. We see that the face has been scratched. And I did this about 12 years ago. I think I did this when I was debunking Shaka-Ndugu-KMT like 12 years ago, 10, 12, who knows? It's a long time ago. This is old scholarship right here. But you can clearly see that these depictions are off and that the face of this man has been clearly scraped out. One of the things that you can also notice is that the paint, look at the body, and you see the streaks. The paint has been rubbed off. And then go down to the legs. The legs have been completely whitewashed. So look at the difference between the legs, the body, and what you can make out of the face. This has been going on in these circles for a very, very long time. And I, kind of blew this image up. It's a little distorted, but let me come out of this and
wait, Brother Lodoba,
I got you. But answer your question. I got you.
Yeah. Can I interject?
Ahead,
can I interject? Mm-hmm. Can you put the stuff back on the screen?
Hold on.
Because
I'm already past it. But
if I understand correctly, that is the Black Canaanite that you showed us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Where does it say he is a Canaanite?
They don't say that he's a Canaanite.
So you made that up.
Wait, no. He is a Canaanite. But most of the early scholarship does not say that he's a Canaanite, which is why they have it listed as an Asiatic. Why? Why would they try to hide the identity of the people of Canaan? So this is what we're going to do. Let's get back into this thing. Because I don't do pseudo. My scholarship is top notch, and I'll show you that. It's been I don't know when the last time you've seen my
I beg
stuff,
to differ, brother, because you
Okay,
showed
that's cool.
a depiction and you say
No,
he's a
no.
Canaanite. There's nowhere, he doesn't say anywhere that he's a Canaanite.
You
And
gotta let him
besides,
speak, Lord Abba. Let him speak.
I'm
yeah,
letting them speak. What you talking
yeah,
about? He's speaking.
mhm. And you show a reproduction next to it, but apparently the reproduction is not from the same artifact. But so I'm not convinced at all. There's no reference whatsoever. What's the reference of the artifact you've shown?
Wait, hold on. Let's go back. Let me go back. I don't like intellectual dishonesty, but it is what it is. It is.
If you don't have any reference, don't blame me
Let's
for
pull it
that.
up. I'm gonna pull it back up. I'm gonna pull it right back up. Hold on. All right, share the screen, Si.
I don't see no screen yet, brother.
Oh, what's going on? Easy work. All right, there you go. Let's share the screen again.
Screen is sharing.
So you all see. Let me blow this back up. Let me blow this back up from current slides so it could be clearer to everybody else. Boom. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So you see at the bottom, right? It says the tomb of Seti I, the Book of Gates. I said that when I first showed this screen. That's what I said. This is from the tomb of Seti I, the Book of Gates from the 4th division. This is what the scholars show the Canaanites looking like. They also call them Asiatics. The picture, wait, hold on, Shaka. The pictures that Shaka was showing are also called what? Asiatics and Canaanites. But what they're showing in those depictions is the fact that the ancient land of Canaan was cosmopolitan. Because he said that the Canaanites were white. And when we say white, we understand that to mean Europeans today, not black people.
No, brother. No. White doesn't mean European, brother.
Okay.
White,
well, it doesn't mean, okay. Well, that's the way they painted the Asiatic and the white man, which is what you see on your screen. Let me read. 4 peoples of the world. A Libyan, they got the color wrong on the Libyan, obviously. A Nubian, an Asiatic, i.e. a Canaanite. And
no, that's what you're saying, brother. That's not what your source says.
Okay. So the sources that you pulled up,
yes,
are you saying that the scholarship doesn't show that Asiatic and Canaanite are not interchangeable words?
I wouldn't say it's interchangeable because an Asiatic could be someone from Arabia. It could be someone from India. It's basically an Asiatic is someone from Asia.
Anyway, let me finish reading. So y'all heard that. And
yes.
I researched this. This is my wheelhouse right here.
Lord Abba on fire with this though. Can I say something? And I'm not trying to interrupt, but Shaka, remember me and you had a discussion.
Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. Continue, man.
All right. So I showed the image, Shah. Right. Wait. Let me go back. Because on this, it showed you where Heinrich, it says an artistic rendering by Heinrich von Minutuli that was done in 1820. Based on a mural from the tomb of Seti I. Let me go back. Hold on. Based on the mural of the tomb of Seti I. This is the mural. This is a part of a larger mural, of course. This one is the 4th division, the Book of Gates. So don't say that I didn't cite no source. That's intellectual dishonesty, brother. Okay, so let's get to this.
Brother, nowhere does he say he's a Canaanite, but even if he was
it is a Canaanite, brother. That's where I pulled in my research. But I'm gonna get into some of the history.
Just if you don't mind.
Let me cook. You got all the time.
Nah, hold on. You got to let him answer that because he can't go too long. You got to let him answer that, Lord Abba.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so it doesn't become a lecture. Even if he was a Canaanite, which your source doesn't say he is, he says Asiatic. Is that a black man?
Yeah, it looked like one to me. Yep.
All right, okay. So brothers and sisters, you've seen the screen and you've seen the reproduction, and you can compare with the skin tone of the Egyptian and the Nubian. And according to Lord Abba, this is a black man. Just like according to the Nation of Islam, Fard Muhammad is biracial or mixed race. His father, Fard Muhammad's father, is supposedly jet black, but we look at the result. Now,
non sequitur.
Come again?
Non sequitur.
Well,
it does not follow this argument or this conversation.
Well, you can say that, but you can put the screen back up. It doesn't look like a black man at all.
Okay.
And your claim that it's been scraped off, I would say the color has faded away, just like I've shown in many different
Okay, so the
museums around
color.
the world.
Okay, well, let's put his theory to the test, because we don't want you to just do run-on sentences neither. So you have the image up on your screen. The color of everybody else seems to be straight, except for the color of the man that circled, the one in front of him, and the one behind him.
Brother.
So what are you saying?
Brother,
wait a minute, that all of the colors faded just from these individuals and not this particular individual?
Brother, it's obvious on the screen that even on the other people depicted, the color has faded away as well.
Okay.
If you look at the guy right at the middle, you can see around the torso area that the color has faded away, or maybe there was some damage somehow, some way. But this is something common. The red ochre, those artifacts are like 3,000 years old. So naturally, the color is fading away. But here, you see, brothers and sisters.
I tell you what, hold on, man. I tell you what, Lord Abbott, if you would like to have a debate with the brother, we could set that up.
We can do that. I mean, I just want to run through some things real quick, and I could be done with it. We could set the debate up, because he's always been light work to me, and he's always been shifting in his arguments instead of accepting and saying, you know what, that's intriguing. Let me go back and look at that, because that's the stage where I'm at now. And I'm not going to argue just for the sake of
Do you want to
arguing.
have the debate, brother?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
This topic.
This is light work.
Brother Shaka, would you like to have this discussion debate with him?
I will have to get paid to do a debate.
Okay, so we'll have to, family, y'all know what y'all got to do, and I can't knock the brothers that want to get paid. So
I'll do family, Sonetta, HOK family, Lord Abba will do the debate for free, because this is easy work.
Yeah, but you do it for free because you know you need exposure, and you have
exposure.
Yes, you do need exposure.
Shaka, hold on. Let me tell you what I've been doing, Shaka. I'm first of all, my exposure from Sonetta's channel alone. Oh, what? How long ago since I first appeared on Sonetta's channel? 14 years ago, I believe. Hold on, I'll be in a supermarket and people be like, "Damn, I know you from some Sonetta."
Well, I can't knock nobody from wanting to get paid if that's the case.
I'm not knocking nobody.
I'm saying it's up to the people if they wish to want to donate.
Okay. Well, hey, if y'all want to pay me, sure.
Yes,
sure. But let me finish. We have transitioned out of the Moorish movement, because I was gonna break some stuff down to him, Sonetta. Let me pull up.
Wait, Lord Abba. For the record, brothers and sisters, what you're seeing on he removed it. What you've seen on the screen, Lord Abba claims this is a black man. That's interesting. That's why I made the analogy with Fard Muhammad.
Pull that up for me. I just want to show him what I've been doing, right? This is my scholarship right here. This is my #1 paper that's on academia.edu.com. Moors, Moabites, and Berbers. Are these names and people historically synonymous? Analyzing historical, biblical, and archaeological correlations. Let me blow this up a little, because I want you all to see this part right here. Notice that my paper is in the top 1% of all papers viewed on this site. It has 14,068 views. This is a site that has tens of thousands of scholastic and academic papers on it. It is one of the most intriguing papers on this site. So I removed my wrench a long time ago, so I can't put the link in the chat. But y'all make sure y'all look that title up. And all of you that is in this House HOK lineup, I want you to see if you could debunk my paper, because I've had Jewish scholars, Jewish established scholars reached out to me and said, when I write my book, I am going to cite your works, because I have never come across such information. And this is, in fact, intriguing. I'm different. Y'all see Sonetta brought me up here last, because Sonetta know I run through HOK rather easily. So it is what it is.
That's so beautiful that you're telling us about academia. It's a website where everybody can upload. They just have to create an account.
But my
you sound like
is one of the top 1% read of the whole website.
You sound like you've been peer reviewed. I mean, anybody can just log in and upload something on academia.
Oh no, you're right. So peer. Okay, you're right. Well, I tried to get my paper peer reviewed because I wanted it to be through Africana, right? So I think you mentioned Jahi Issa.
Yes.
And there was another brother that was with him. They say he looked
Salim
like
Faraji.
Faraj.
and
Okay,
Professor Osei,
okay. So I
the
tried
origin
to
of the word
go.
Amen.
I tried to go through their review board, right? So they told me my paper was too long because it's 42 pages. And they said, reduce it down to 25 pages. I said, sure. I reduced it down to 25 pages. It was tough because this scholarship is hard hitting. You've never seen nothing like this, just like the Jewish scholar said. I changed and rearranged their whole conception of Moab. And
Who's the Jewish scholar, brother?
hold on. So I submitted it, and they kept giving me these excuses after excuses. So let's go through this because I want to show that my scholarship is cited, right?
I had German, Chinese, Japanese, North American, South American scholars looking into my work, and they told me it's beautiful, but I'm not going to say their name.
I'm gonna show you what the scholars did with my work. I'm gonna show you.
Which scholar? What's the name?
I got you. Just chill. I'm gonna show you right now.
But brother,
we don't do cap over here. This ain't the flat Earth brother Sanchez dude over here. This is Lord.
But
we don't play it. We gets it in over here.
But
we get
Brother Lord, but I'm not sure where you're getting at now because you showed us a depiction of a white-looking person that you describe as black. Now you seem to be talking about your paper, which you are free to do. I have refuted Dr. Wesley Mohammed that you like to quote.
That's right. I still quote Wesley.
Yeah, and you have the right to quote him. And the article is there on my website. The linguistic acrobatic of using the term Abiyad, which means white, and try to say that it means black. I've dealt with that, whether it is with Lisan al-Arab or other sources. So you are probably of the opinion that not
I'll let Wesley debate his stuff. I'm a debate. Shah, can you pull that up? I'll let Wesley debate his stuff. Pull that up for me. Watch this. Now, this is a $200 book. Y'all look it up. A History of Conversion to Islam in the United States, Volume 2 by Patrick D. Bowen. He is a scholar. Watch this. Sheikh Way L. Oh, damn, I punched in the wrong thing. Hold on. Hold on. Search the book. How do I search? I'm just showing. Wait a minute, because you said people have looked at your scholarship. So I want to show you how, people that have looked at my scholarship. So these are the previews that you're looking at, right? Where I am being cited in this book, right? 190, page 118. However, as has recently been pointed out by Moorish American researcher Sheikh Way L, et cetera, page 187. Here
who's the scholar?
Patrick Bowen. I've already named him. See, I'm a buzzsaw. I'm not none of the people that you're used to dealing with, brother. My scholarship has stepped up exponentially. So,
all right, okay. So
come out of retirement.
Now, we have Booker T. Coleman, who goes by another name now. He stated that Moor is not a color. I'm sorry, Moor is not a people, it's a color. He stated that it's a color. Many people have stated that Moor means black. And I remember when I asked you to give me the name of a black Moorish person, you told me Bo Abdil, and you told me another one. I went to the Louvre Museum and showed the family members, and they are definitely Caucasian, Caucasoids,
Who, the Moors? You said the Moors were Caucasian?
The name, one of the two names that you gave me, one was Bo Abdil, the other one I don't recall, but it's on my channel. And I went to feel it's Juba, the family of Juba. You're familiar with that name, right?
I think so. It's been so long ago, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, well, it was maybe a couple of years ago. But I went to the Louvre Museum, and he's definitely Caucasian looking. So I have yet to see a black Moorish ruler, because people talk about Moorish people ruling Europe or parts of Europe.
Goodness.
Well, you can sigh, but can you show us?
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Can you show us, please?
Okay, I've been through. Let me see. Do I got that here?
All right.
I've been through all of this. I've already showed all of this. Even on my paper on Moab, I've shown all of this information.
Feel free to show us some Moorish rulers, and you can tell us which territory they ruled.
Okay, because I remember you asked me the question before. I named Bo Abdil as one, and the second one I named was what was his name? I don't know. It's in my paper.
Now, while you're looking for a depiction of a black Moorish ruler, which I don't think you'll be able to show. Oh, I thought you were going to show that.
Oh no, I was going to go into the scholarship. The Black
Oh,
Moorish
well,
rulers. Are you
well,
serious?
I mean, you are free to advertise for your book, but yes, I'm serious, brother Lodaba. Why don't you just show us a picture, a painting, a depiction of a Black Moorish ruler? If you're laughing, it's easy work. Then show us. We'd like to see.
I got you.
Thank you. And if anybody else want to give me a reference to a Moorish person, a black person, even if it's not a black person, but preferably a black Moor that calls himself a Moor or another black person a Moor, let us know what the reference is.
I got you. I got you.
Because these so-called black Moors who conquered Europe or ruled Europe is a hoax. Those were Muslims, and amongst those Muslims, there were some black people, like mercenaries, just like the US Army, you have some black people. So if I show a picture of some black US soldiers in Iraq, I'm not going to claim, oh, black people invaded Iraq. It's the United States Army that invaded, and amongst those people, we had some black folks. Just like with the Persian archers, we have some who are brown or some might argue black, but the majority of the Persian archers are actually white skinned. And this is in the Louvre Museum, and I have filmed that as well. So it's good if as a people we can grow and deal and comes to terms and bring closure to the hoax of the black Moors ruling Europe.
Pull this up real quick. Oh, you want a black Moorish ruler in Europe? Or yes, just a black Moorish sultan? I don't know what you're asking for.
I'm asking for a depiction of a black Moorish ruler or a black Moor who is a ruler.
Pull me up, sir.
Okay. So we will find out if he was a ruler of a hut or a city or a country.
Don't know this source, then you're not qualified to have this discussion. If you haven't read Golden Age of the Moors, a book by Ivan Van Sertima,
I have read it, brother. And even in that book, the depictions of the Moors, the majority of them are white.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, let me stop sharing this because this is easy work. You thought.
So hold on, Lord, about that. What you showed us was a black Moorish ruler.
Of course.
All right. So it just, let us see. Okay. You just put up a page and you just close the page as quickly as you showed it.
No, because your argument is jumping all over the place because
no, brother.
Lord Abba to come up here.
Let's see. Yeah, Reggie, and I'm glad you're here. And we're gonna get to the bottom of this. So, Sanetta, can you please put this stuff back up? He says this is a black Moorish ruler. All right.
Okay. So.
Okay.
But
so
what we looking at now?
Okay. So he is the Sultan of Morocco, right?
That's right. The founder of the which dynasty? Shit. This should be on this page. I'm kind of rusty with some of this stuff, man. So forgive me real quick. The Alawite dynasty. My bad. Okay. I'm rusty.
So you're saying he's a Moorish ruler, right?
I mean, history is saying.
All right. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Man. Can you show us where he says that he is a Moorish ruler?
This guy is the Sultan. It says it on the screen that was published. That was depictions that was created by the European. Moulay Al-Sharid Zarif, Prince of Tafaleta, Emperor of Morocco and Fez. That's a Moorish ruler. He was the ruler at that time. What are you talking about?
It doesn't say anywhere that he is a Moor. Did he call himself a Moor? Did other people call him a Moor?
When you want to have the debate?
Okay. Well, Lord Abba, check this out. Let me share my screen now. Please, Shanetta. Let me show my screen.
All right, we're going to do this, and that's enough for you, Lord Abba, until you're willing to accept the challenge.
What are you just not even paying no attention?
Look at Reggie shaking his head. Reggie, who congratulated Chief X for saying that the ancient Egyptians were white. Reggie, who said that Heru is Greek, and he's shaking his head. Now, here, Lord Abba.
We're going to deal with Reggie next.
Lord Abba, why do you pick the one that seems to be black, and you don't pick the one that's obviously white?
Well, what you want me to do is show depictions that suit your narrative. I'm showing you the hand-painted images from the Europeans themselves about these particular rulings. And I got the sources right here as well. I can pull those up, but I guess I'll do that for the debate. This is your light work. You've always been light work to me. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see here, you see that's the same guy here. Mullah Ismail Ibn Sharif. Oh, hold on. It's not
That's a
showing there.
depiction of that guy,
You-
but that
you sh-
depiction
you
is
sh-
not as old as the one that I showed.
All right.
And
So
if
what's
you want to get it, Sanetta, what we going to debate up, Si?
there it is.
I'll come out of
So
retirement.
you've seen it for the record, brothers and sisters. You know, we have some picking and choosing, but I've shown you one, and
You
he's
show
not
me
black.
one, but is that
Yeah.
depiction older than the one I showed? And that's where I'm gonna just chew you up every single time.
Okay. So you know
This
the
is
date for
light
the one
work.
that I showed, do you?
Say that again.
You know the date for the one that I've shown?
You got to remember, brother. This was my thing. This was my wheelhouse.
Okay, what's the date then?
I don't know. Can't remember now. I got all of this stuff in my notes. I would
So
have to
you don't
pull
know the
up
date, but yet
all
you
of that
claim
stuff.
that yours is older. Ain't that funny?
Well, when I asked you a question earlier about pulling up something, you said you would have to go back and look it up. I can't be afforded the same courtesy.
You asked me about the screen print from
Okay,
10 years ago.
it doesn't matter.
But I'm asking you about your doctrine of the Moorish
I
Science
still asked
Temple
you
of
for proof.
America.
I still asked you for proof, right?
Mhm.
Okay, you're asking me for proof.
But
I
you know,
said
I had the video uploaded, you know, but like you said, somebody else had the video flagged. But we can talk about today because that was 10 years ago, you know.
Let's talk about today. What we doing today? I'm into politics today. What we talking?
Yeah, well,
about?
I'm not here to talk about politics, but once again, I haven't seen any Moor either calling himself a Moor or other people a Moor, and I'm talking about black Moor. And when I'm asking for depiction of black Moorish ruler, we can see it's a struggle because so far,
okay, so
what's shown is questionable.
So you need a
Now,
historical source?
maybe Reggie wants to speak now because he's
let
here.
me. So you need a
All right,
historical
all right. Come on, Lord Abbott. We'll get back to you.
Bring Lord Abel on last. Rush Lord Abel on. This is the
No, we're
House
not
of
rushing you,
Consciousness.
Lord Abba. You can
Hi,
stay,
man.
you know.
Whenever you want to set the debate up, Sanetta, let's get
I'm
it
gonna
in.
call you, Lord Abbott.
All right, just call me. This is light work. Peace,
All right.
Shaka. Long time no hear
Peace,
from
Lord
you.
Abba. Long time no
Peace.
here. Yes,
Peace, brother.
Peace to you, brother.
All right, brother Reggie, you up in here. You got the floor, Reggie. Do you have any grievances? Do you want to deal with some of the teachings? Let's start there. You claim that Heru is Greek. Can you explain yourself, Reggie? What do you mean by Heru is Greek now? Unmute yourself, brother, and explain yourself. You got a lot to explain here, brother.
Yeah. Peace to you, Sarnetta. Hope you're doing
Peace.
fine.
Peace, yes, sir.
So you know, yesterday was the anniversary of my mother being.
I heard. You ain't tell me, but Reggie, Unc had to let me know.
Right.
So I heard about it. Sorry
So
to
I'm
hear that, man.
sensitive to any spooky stuff talking about life and death when I know that nothing saved my good mother for all the work that I did. Nothing. But training the bus driver to drive safely would have saved her. But ain't no God. None of that happened. She died, by the way, because I'm really mad about something. She died across the street from where Dr. Ben was living, where I was caring for Dr. Ben. She died right across the street. The next street, you can only go one way. So I've read enough Kemet stuff, enough Hebrew stuff, Islamic stuff to know that we have to save our own lives. And I'm not going to be, how can I say, I'm not going to be in anybody's, I'm not capping for anybody. So this dude that's coming on, that's talking about me, all the work that I've done, all the people that I've served, I do think as a grown-ass man at 57 years old, putting 30 to 35 years in with the elders, I got to write as a grown man. I'm not a goddamn child to speak my truth. But this dude that you got right here, this dude right here, he ain't did nothing for the community. He ain't did a motherfucking thing for the community.
I did the same thing you did.
You ain't did shit.
All right, hold on, Reggie.
Be polite.
Hold on,
Be
Reggie.
polite.
So now
Reggie, don't lose it.
So
Don't
now
lose
he
it.
wants to come on. Okay,
Don't
I'll
behave
take
like
my
a
language.
barbarian.
But
All right.
he wants to come on, and you know, Sonetta, He don't like nobody. He don't even like you. So you don't even look him up. But he talks about everybody. But you forgot, you didn't look it up. You so busy thinking that he's gonna bang on me, but he don't like nobody in the community.
Reggie, you know already everybody talk about me, even the niggas I bring on.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
my
But I
skin is
wanna
not
let
like
you know-
y'all's, man. I'm good with it. I'm all right. The brother's all right. As long as he showed me love and respect, I got to show him the same
Today.
thing. So
Okay,
it's all
so
right,
let's get to
brother.
Heru is Greek.
Yeah, talk about that, brother.
Okay.
Because every goddamn body talk about me. From the Hebrews, I still
Okay,
bring
so
them
let's
on.
get
It
to the
shows you.
information.
Yes.
Let's get to the dude's lives. Now, you can read about Heru in the ancient Egyptian text, but you can also read about Heru in the Greek and Ptolemy text. That's part of the debate that Garfield is in. So when I talked about it, I was saying this is a story where the Greeks are talking about Heru. So this Heru is in the Greek story. Next stupid question. What's
That's
the
not
next
what he
stupid
said.
question, Shaka?
He said Heru is Greek.
Shut up. Next question.
Come on,
answered-
Reggie.
Shut up.
Reggie,
I'm not
come
your
on.
son,
You gotta
Reggie.
be.
I'm not your
Reggie,
son.
you gotta stop.
Listen, I explained why
No.
it's part of the debate.
No.
It's a debate tactic.
I don't care about the debate. You said
Sarnetta.
Heru is Greek. Either you own up to it,
Sarnetta.
or you said I was wrong.
Hold on,
Sarnetta.
Reggie, come on, brother.
but-
You gotta be a
telling you,
better.
Sarnetta.
You acting like JJ right now, bro. Come
No,
on,
I don't
brother.
act like JJ. I'm
Let's
saying
Yes,
it
you
was a
are.
debate tactic. Sarnetta, remember.
Let's move to something else.
Sarnetta,
Can I move to
remember,
something else?
there's a debate coming on December
All right, hold on,
24th
Reggie.
in
Let him talk. Let him talk, Reggie. Go ahead, brother.
He says there's a debate coming up as if we didn't know. Now, just don't tell me to shut up. Give me at least a minimum of respect. I can do the same towards
No,
you.
you haven't respected me.
Well, okay.
Wait.
Now, all I'm saying is, as we talk now,
You want respect now? You want respect now?
Can I come in?
Well, okay.
Can
When
I
you
say
told me
something real
F you, was that respect?
Yeah, yo, man.
Okay,
hold
you
on,
did,
hold
you
on,
did.
hold
But
on,
anyway,
hold on,
anyway.
Shaka, hold on.
Yeah.
Reggie, hold on, brother. Reggie, y'all not looking good. Shaka's up in here for the first time, and y'all not looking good before the people, bro. Y'all scared? Stop. It don't matter. You got the opportunity now to challenge him on scholastic scholarship. Y'all not looking good. Y'all cracking before him. He's in your mind. He got y'all going crazy. It's not looking good, bro. You see how Garfield called in, lost his whole composure. Now you coming in and you losing it. Like, come on, brother. This is the same tactics that y'all do to other people. And now you can't take the smoke, even though you got smoke all in your room. And you can't take the fire. Like, brother, you got to be more scholastic than that right now. People are looking at you from all over the world. You are a scholar teacher. So I'm going to bring you back, and then I'm going to have to bring my brother in, LaRoche, and see what's up. Come on, brother. You're a teacher.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Peace, brother.
Yes, I just wanted to weigh in. The gentleman was talking about white and black, white and black, white and black. And I just want to remind people, the whole concept of white is an artificial construct. It was an artificial construct to take land away, to take power away, to control people. There's no such thing as white. If you hold a white piece of paper up, there's no person that's that particular color white. Okay? They're pink, different shades, and Africa has a great
Your shirt. Just say your shirt, brother. Look at your shirt.
Look at my shirt. Africa has that greatest diversity of colors, from jet blue black to white, being the albino, completely amelanotic. So I would just ask you to sort of remove that content when you're making your arguments, because that's an artificial construct playing into the social order that's been created to oppress us in that respects. And back in the day when they did do those drawings, most of the people, you had light-skinned people there too, just like in the African throughout the continent, because it has the greatest heterogeneity in terms of DNA in that respects. But they were not like European type light skin in that respect. But they were different shades. Even if you go there now, if you go to Egypt now, the people they're very dark skinned because the sun is very hot. It's 110 degrees there. It's very hot, constantly in the sun in that respects. The people who are very, very, very light, people have transplanted themselves there. Particularly a lot of Europeans that have moved to Israel and Middle East, and some of the Arabs that have come down north as well. So I just wanted to make that point.
May I ask you, do you live in America?
I do.
All right. So I don't think you told the American government that they should stop with the census where you can select white. It's a reality. It's not artificial at all. Now, by white, of course,
I
mean
social construct. It's a social construct.
you use the word artificial as well. You said it's an artificial construct. So when I say white, I mean Caucasoid or of Caucasian stock, So indeed, we do have people who have a tan because, like you said, we have the sun. Even a European, let's say from Sweden, if he goes to a tropical country for holidays, so like 2 weeks, he will come back with a tan. So of course, the people who live in a area where the weather is hot, obviously he will be darker than people in Denmark, for example. But there's still a clear distinction between someone who is what we call black or of African descent, like Amenhotep III behind me, and someone who is white skinned, like let's say the King of Spain. Even in Arabia today, we look at the king, we look at the inhabitants, just like in Qatar. And Qatar is very hot. The World Cup, they have to use some system for air conditioning within the stadium. So the people who live in Qatar, the people who live in Canaan, the people who live in Arabia, the people who live in Iran, Iraq, we can see their phenotype, their physical appearance. They are of Caucasian stock, unless you beg to differ.
Well, back in that day, when you're looking at some of the stelae, in Temple City, I mean, that was several thousand years ago. Back at that time, most of Africa had already been, most of the world had already been populated by Africans. Everyone was, for the most part, African. Even the first Europeans were African in that respect. So the concept of whiteness is more of a modern thing that came up in the 1600s. And once again, it was a social construct to oppress and to steal power in that respect. That's a very recent term in that respect. So I would just wanted to caution you that as you use that in your scholarship.
Well, Doctor, I would say this. As you said, Africa is the most diverse place. So you have Africans in Southern Africa that are as light as Africans in North Africa because of the distance from their sun. So, but we have to understand that the people on the continent of Africa are African. And so skin tones, we can't never do skin tones when we look at Africa because we don't know necessarily from whence they come from. So we make a mistake. And so even when we look at the Ramses in the Book of Gates, and we look at how ancient Egyptians was depicting them, they were depicting people at that time. What was problematic about that whole conversation was we weren't really looking at the primaries. The primaries are all faded, right? And so we can't do lookership and say that one person is African and one person is not African. As you,
I agree with
said. I'm agreeing with you.
No,
I'm agreeing with you. And so yes.
That's what the presenter was saying. That's no longer presenting the original presenter. So he sort of signed off. But that's all I want. That's all I came on to say.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that so we have Africans and North Africa that may be lighter, but some of them are darker depending on the period. But the minute the minute that we start doing things like we do, look at the picture and separate our people and say, oh, that's an Amu people, or that's a Chichinahu, and that's the only way that they look like, then we're being as unscientific as white people.
And then
who did that? Who did that? Who did that?
And when we
who did that?
Asiatic,
all right. Okay. Can I ask you for your name, brother with the glasses?
Yeah, Dr. LaRoche.
Dr. LaRoche, pleased to meet you. Now, the argument that you stated is cliche to say that the world was populated by black people. This is something that I usually hear. But what is the date? What is the time period? Sanetta, can you please share my screen so I can show the standard of Ur, which is 2500 BC?
To answer your question, if you go back in history, every continent And someone who was doing some good scholarship work on this is Runoko Rashidi, who, may he rest in peace. He was able to show basically on every continent you had African presence. An example here in the United States is the Olmec heads in the New Mexico area in that respects. And even in Europe, they've tracked down reconstructed the first faces were African in Europe and Ireland. In Asia, the Asian eyes come
Can
from
you
the
show
Khoisan
us?
tribe. They come from the Khoisan tribe in southern Africa, who have the original Asian eyes that are like the sort of slightly slanted eyes. So that's pretty well established.
Oh no, I beg to differ, because first I would like to see these black Irish people and the slanted eyes in Senegal, in Guinea Conakry. You have some black people in Africa. You have people who have eyes that are like slanted eyes. It doesn't mean much. And if people talk about Pangea, that's millions of years ago. Here on the screen, this is the British Museum. This is the Standard of Ore. So this is Mesopotamia, and this is 2500 BC. This doesn't look black at all. And consistently in the Levant, Mesopotamia, Sumeria, Akkad, and all these areas, I've been to museums in several countries. Their physical appearance, their phenotype is consistent, and it is of Caucasoid stock. It is consistent.
The African history goes back millions of years.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So 2500 BC is still relatively modern.
Yeah, but brother,
Africans have already been throughout the world over 10,000 years ago.
Yeah, but we don't have depictions from 10,000 years ago. So when we're talking about the Canaanites, because those people claim to be Hebrew Israelites and they are claiming that Jesus was black, that Moses was black, then we look at the data, we look at archaeology, and we can see that depiction. And that's why Beni Hassan is so instrumental, because like you said, it is 3,000 years old, more or less, and we have a depiction of Hyksos or Hekachasut. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I think something, I don't know if Sanetta can fix that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's no archaeological evidence that Jesus existed or Moses existed.
I'm talking about the population.
The Hyksos was probably the Jewish prototype. I would defer to Jabari Osaze on that one, in that respect, for more details about that. But yeah, continue.
All right. Let me because I ain't gonna be long. Hey, Brother Shaka, I would like to bring you back sometime next week where we can have a better platform where you can put together a presentation and do the presentation. And then at the end of your presentation, we bring the people in for questioning the presentation, not just all kind of crazy stuff, man. What do you say to that?
Well, we have to see, but I need to be compensated because I am strictly independent, and I've been like that for years. I started my website 18 years ago. And, other people get money from the Scientology, like the Nation of Islam, for example. And they also teach that Africans are living a jungle life and Africans are not civilized. The Moors teach that black means death, according to science on top of that. So I'm strictly independent. So if people want to support me,
so listen, so family, it's up to you out there. If you want to see your brother, it's up to you. I mean, I don't have no problem with the brother being compensated. Everybody we all should get paid for our work. I say that all the time. All right. And so it's up to you if y'all want to see the brother back and doing his work. I mean, I think he's great. And so I want to move on. We got a Hebrew in the building. We got Quanah in the building. Quanah, do you have any questions?
Before he goes, so what else, Sanetta? So the issue was Hebrew Greek, and I tried to explain that. What else did he say? Peace to you, Quanah.
Ask him, Reggie. Talk to your brother.
Okay. Well, Reggie.
Okay. So I heard the other thing. So Dr. Riketti Amen, you brought her up for whatever reason.
She's a Kemetic priest.
Saying that she's a Kemetic priest. Have you ever talked to her?
I have communicated with her, but it doesn't matter if I communicate.
Wait. So have you ever talked to her?
I've communicated with her. You can ask her if I'm lying.
Okay, so now, does she teach openly her what she believes?
Whether it's openly or not, she's teaching it.
No, but I haven't. I was a student of hers, right? In the introductory Meta Necha, she never taught Meta Necha in the context of her personal religion.
I'm not talking about the Meta Necha.
Skill set.
I'm not talking about the Meta Necha. I'm talking about her being a Kemetic priestess. That's her title, Hemet Netyer. So
Right.
you don't criticize her for being a Kemetic priest.
Right, but also
So if there's no,
Richetti means,
if I can
what
just
does
finish my
Richetti
sentence.
mean?
You gotta let him finish, Reggie. You gotta let him finish, brother.
Yeah. Well, Reket, the root has something to do with knowledge. So if there's no double standard, then you shouldn't criticize Jabari for being a Kemetic priest. The only difference is that one is a female and the other is a male. But since you asked about the other stuff, it's up to you to state, because the live stream has been removed by Garfield. But didn't you say that Heru is not the son of Asar?
No, I did not say that. I did not. Watch this. There are two Horuses. There's Horus the elder and there's Horus the younger.
Yes.
Okay, so I had to correct you on that.
Okay. No, you did not correct me. You just stated, and I'm sure other people who have heard it will manifest themselves. But once again, the live stream was deleted by Garfield. But I'm pretty sure that other people have heard you say that Horus is not the son of Asar. But that's okay. We got that off the way. Now, if I quote you, you can claim that I quoted you out of context, and if it's the case, you are free to quote yourself in context. But you cannot criticize me for quoting you.
Let's get back to. So I said that of all the years that I've known Dr. Richetti, Dr. Richetti is a teacher of the Medu Neter.
And
as someone who's was fortunate to learn from her, right? And so not online, in the classroom.
Doesn't make a difference.
And seeing her over the years, right? And seeing her over the years, she leaves it up to you what qualities of what you want to take from the system. She doesn't. She's very neutral with that. So she's not a person. So you said the difference between Dr. Richetti Amen and Jabari Asaze is just gender. No, Dr. Richetti is a PhD in Egyptian language, and Jabari teaches the spiritual system. There's big differences between them. Okay. So
are you sure she has a PhD?
Reggie, can I jump in for a second, Reggie? Please, brother. Just for a second.
Because
go ahead,
I'm not gonna
Ned and Neb said otherwise, but you know,
yeah,
it's just
I keep breaking up. I've been watching this. Yeah, peace to all of you. I've been watching this brother for years, back in like 2010, maybe. I mean, and you're a heavy scholar. And I would like to see you and Reggie have a good debate or dialogue without, disrespecting one another. I think a lot of people could learn from the both of you. But I have a person over here in my clan who believes that the Canaanites are white. So that'll be interesting too to see y'all build. But I gotta say this: I'm kind of disappointed in all of you when you sit up here and try to say that the sun has something to do with somebody turning black. So are you saying the original people are white? Because people have been in Australia for a long time, right? When they came over there.
Hold up, who said that? Who said that, Quana?
Nobody said that. It's a misunderstanding, brother.
And the people that did it are still white. You got people in South Africa.
You wanted to interrupt
still white.
I thought
Reggie, please let the brother speak. Let him speak. I like when Hebrews speak.
I mean,
it shows a lot of ignorance.
Do the sun change your hair? I mean, does it from nappy to straight? Does it change your nose? Does it change your eyes from brown to blue? Does it make your ears small to the size of elephant ears? So does it change the shape? Does it change your cranium, your jawline? Does it change the shape of your behind?
The sun does change your change your
I'm not talking you, Reggie. I'm not talking you, Reggie. All right.
Okay. No, brother. Nobody said.
I'm out, man. Y'all interrupting something.
Yeah, nobody said that the sun makes you black. I think it's some misunderstanding. But the doctor that was here, I think Dr. LaRoche, his name is. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. He talked about the sun giving you a tan. That we did not say that the sun would turn you black. This is a misunderstanding.
All right, we got my brother in the building. Congratulations to the debate you just had with brother Chris Harris. LD Yara, you on the floor, brother. You got the floor.
You're muted, brother Yara. Peace to you. You're muted, brother. You're muted. Oh, now we hear you.
We hear. Oh man, hold up. We hear you, brother.
Can you hear me? All right, peace and black power, man. To Sonetta Studios. Shout out to you, Dr. Reggie, as well. I can't tell who the brother is down in the corner, but to the guests, peace to you,
Black
fam.
Lord. He called himself the Black Lord, brother.
The Black Lord, well, peace to you, brother. And our guest up there in the corner, man. I just really want to have a straightforward question, man. Is ancient Kemet the paradigm you think that that's where our people or your ancestors hail from ancient Kemet, from that belief system?
And go back all the way to Kemet, because the first dynasty was 3100 BCE, so that's 5,000 years ago. I don't make that claim that my direct lineage comes from Kemet, but I have chosen this philosophy or way of life because we can see the structures are still standing. And I don't consider, contrary to, and I'm not throwing in the chat, this is a statement made publicly. Reggie said that the kings who built the pyramids were crazy, that they were cuckoo. And this is a public statement, Reggie. I'm not disrespecting you. I don't feel the same way. I think it's a great structure. It is known as a wonder of the world. It's the oldest and the only one standing. So people can see what Judeo-Christianity has done to us. Ultimately, there was hundreds of years of slavery. And with Islam, there was thousands of years of slavery. And in some countries, it is still going on. So combined, the Abrahamic belief system has caused us about 1,400 years of slavery. But Kemet, the result was a great science, great knowledge. So yeah, that's what I would say. So it's up to the people to choose and decide. If people want to be Jewish, it's fine. My issue is people claiming that the Canaanites were black when we even have depictions of them. And same for the people of Arabia, because I don't want people to think that I'm focused on the Hebrew Israelites. Once again, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, I disagree with his claim. He challenged me, he backed down, but I still refuted his claims in writing, and the article is on my website. So I'll end there so I'm not too long-winded. I think you're muted, brother Yara.
Sure.
Yeah, we can hear you now, brother.
Well, I got it. So great. So two things. I appreciate that. Before I go any further, so you say you believe that all of the all of the Canaanites were white, right? Based on phenotype, correct?
Based on the data, the archaeological data, yes.
Okay, so you completely
not that alone, but go ahead, brother.
Okay, so you completely disagree with what we know about the Elamite tribe, who were considered Canaanites. And it's that the Elamite tribe, who we know that Flanders Petrie, who's never been debunked on this topic, says that the Elamite tribe introduced the worship or the deity of Horus. They were also known as the Falcon tribe. They brought in the worship of Horus with them into ancient Kemet. So you would believe that Horus, or the deity, the worship of Horus from the Falcon tribe of the Elamites, who we know were in ancient Kemet, were not black people?
Well, you have black people who worship Allah. The people who brought forth Islam are not black people. The Greeks worship Horus as well. The Greeks are not black people. So if
that's not what I asked. But that's, hold on, I understand, but that's not what I asked you though. I asked you, do you believe that the Canaanite Elamites were white people?
I believe that the Canaanites were white people, and we have depictions of them. We have artifacts, archaeological artifacts of them, and paintings as well, like the one in Beni Hassan. Now, them worshiping Horus does not make them black, because the Greeks also worship Horus. It doesn't matter who they worship, you know.
Well, the Greeks worship Horus because they came in and acculturated the Kemetic culture.
Yes,
right. So they didn't create that. So my next question is,
hold on, brother. The Elamites did not create that either, because Kemet had dominion on parts of Canaan, and I think you know that, right?
Well, they had some parts of Canaan were vassal states to ancient Kemet, but specifically the Elamite tribe or the Falcon tribe, we don't necessarily see that. But I'll move on from that. So are you postulating that ancient Kemet had no system of slavery?
I'm not aware of that. And if you are aware of that, then please show us.
I asked you a question. Are you saying, so you're saying you have no knowledge of that? So that brings that what that does is, for me though, I have to question your real scholarship on ancient Kemet, if that's what you're postulating.
Well,
if you're
please show
saying that
us.
they have
Please show
no,
us. Well,
if
please
you
show
say
us
you're not
slavery.
aware of that, that's something
That
that's
is
something
what.
that should be elementary to a student of ancient Kemet.
Well, if it is elementary, then please show us slavery in Kemet.
Well, actually, I mean, I would like to debate that with you. Because
All
I
right,
don't think you're really a student ancient Kemet in the history as you say you are, just by listening to you for the past 10 minutes.
What you think is a belief, but I've shown artifacts
It's
so
not
far.
what
You
I
have
think. I
not
will
shown.
bring sources. Everybody knows me. I won't bring anything without sources.
Okay, you're claiming that there was slavery in Kemet, right?
I'm not claiming anything.
Okay,
I'm
so
bringing sources.
No, you haven't brought anything. I haven't seen anything. If you have
I'm saying
sources,
I will bring sources.
Okay, fine.
So Yara, are you saying? I'm asking you. Do you agree to the teachings that the Israelites were enslaved in Kemet, in Egypt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can show that. We can prove that.
And they was enslaved by whom?
They was enslaved in Kemet by the Assyrians. See, this is what I mean by the what he's saying. They weren't enslaved by the native people of Kemet. They were enslaved by the ruling party, which we know were derived from the Hyksos people, right? Or some of what we would call the Assyrians in latter terms. So this is what I mean about in-depth studying ancient Kemet. This is a faux pas with this brother right off the bat, and just in the last 10 minutes that I've been reading him in regards to his scholarship. I don't disagree that I think he believes and knows what he knows. I'm not arguing against that. But what I'm saying is there are certain things about ancient Kemet that you can't dismiss or say you don't know if you call yourself a student of that culture. So if you say they didn't have a system of slavery, if you say they didn't have a system of slavery, then you're incorrect. And I'll challenge you or anyone else on that.
It's up to you to show and prove, because everything that I've said, I've backed it up.
Well, you haven't showed and proved.
Hold on, you gotta let him speak, all right? You gotta let him speak now.
Okay. What is it that I haven't shown and proved? You the one who making the claim that there was
slavery.
I
don't have a problem proving that. Is this what I'm saying to you? So
so far you have not. But I want to say one thing.
Yeah, right. You gotta let him talk, brother. He let you talk. Yeah, right. You gotta let him get it out.
Yeah.
Let him get it out.
Hey, hold on.
No,
it ain't nothing to get out. I'm ready to do this. We can do this tomorrow.
Okay, well, brother, there's one thing you said.
Can I say one thing?
No, Reggie, let the brother finish, man.
Yes, if you don't mind, Reggie. Now, you said some great falsehood, and I don't have anything against you. You have the right to disagree with me. I'm fine with that. Now, you talked about the Persian deriving from the Hyksos, and you're saying that
I never said anything about the Persians.
You never
said anything about the Persians.
All right, but people can go back and listen to it. But you mentioned the Hyksos, right?
Yes.
All right. Who are the Hyksos?
Were they black people or
white people? Yes.
They weren't white people. No white people existed during that time.
White people existed during that time, and we have plenty of the pieces of them. Okay, Senator, please show my screen again. This is the standard of.
Yeah, you're gonna show me a picture of the Gutians. You're going to show me the Gutians.
All right, everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute.
Right.
Time out, everybody. Time out. Let me say this real quick while you're getting your pictures up there, brother.
Oh, it's already
first thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the Mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The Mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times. Him, his family, his children. So it's all love there. I just hate when my brother go on these other channels sometime, and he be with them and he giggle and laugh when they banging on me or my wife, and I sees him there, and so he think that's cool just to be on the panel. He should not even touch that damn panel. That's the only thing that I have a problem with him with. But as far as all that, that's my brother. I love my brother.
That's cool. And we good. Been there for a while. It's not good. If it tastes fishy, that means it's cold.
Hey, Elder Yara, mute yourself. We hear you.
The texture.
Brother Yara, we can hear you. Yeah, but Brother Yara is obviously speaking with somebody. But this is for the record. Yara says this is a Gutian. The British Museum doesn't say so. So maybe he will provide some evidence to back up that those people are Gutians. But there's another brother, maybe. Oh, Reggie wanted to say something. Feel free, Reggie.
Reggie, you got the floor, brother.
Yeah. So the problem is that we have years and years and years of Europeans managing history. And they dictionaries and databases and stuff like that. And we have their terminology in it. So the only way that we can verify it or not is to read the text that they are pointing to. The fact of the matter is that Africans did take captives of war, right? And in taking captives of war, there weren't whole sets of prisons, right? And then they did send people who broke the law to the salt mines to uh, to get granted and stuff as a penalty, because they could have given up their lives. They had a choice to uh, to live out their lives in punishment or to die. So those captives, many of those captives choose to live out their lives instead of dying. So slavery in the ancient world, you have to look at it in um, different contexts. So if I went to the TLA, for example, I don't know why it's not coming up in English today, because I want to show, we would have to actually, yeah. So let me just share my screen, present. So what we have to do, the problem is, Sonetta, into the audience, I've read a lot of Kemet texts, really dealing at the time of Kemet on trial to assess what those Hebrews, not all Hebrews, but those Hebrews were going to bring. And I, of course, was on the side of ancient Kemet. But some of the things that they brought up were troublesome, and we had to do extra research to say what they really meant or what they could have meant at that time period. And so when we bring up the TLA, and I search for the word slave. Slave is in different contexts, uh, and so we see a hemet is a servant or slave, right? Female. Him is a male slave or servant, and then we see this word right here, bak, to enslave, right? And so these are the tools in which we use. And then what we do is, in fact, we turn around, and we're talking about just in ancient Egypt. What we do is we turn around and then we actually try to read the text. There's some things that we can immediately defend, and then there's some things that we have to do some more research on. We can't just jump out and just because we're saying that we're African and we're black, things didn't happen. On the context of the pyramid, what I was trying to get across to the audience, and I misinterpreted, is that the ancient Egyptians seem to have forgotten that they were going to be attacked by their neighbors. They didn't think in the future. So for some of the pyramids were probably most likely wells. They were probably some type of way in which to preserve the groundwater when the Nile was flooding. So initially, some of the initial pyramids, like the step pyramid and stuff like that, we have, just by the name of what the step pyramid is, we see that they was tapping into groundwater and trying to preserve it. However, people forget the real reasons for it, and then they went to a whole period where they were building pyramids for burials and things like that, not being symptomatic. In that context, it would have been better for them to build walls to fortify themselves. Because once they built those three pyramids with limestone, you can basically almost see them from the mountains of Syria. That's how extravagant that they were. And so people without would always come to Egypt to attack. So the context of it, at some point, it became overly religious rather than symptomatic. But the problem with some people who study ancient Egypt, who find some spiritual point of view, everything is good. But then, since we know history, we have to assess what our cultures did wrong for it to be attacked. So ancient Egypt was attacked as a country civilization by several different nations and groups. right, for the reason of their richness and their technology and for what they did, instead of hiding their hand. So I think that sometimes people want to take things out of context. There are a lot of things in ancient Egyptians that are great, and then ancient Egyptians got information from their parent people, like writing, right? Like their initial gods. And then the ancient Egyptians created a border, and then they had problems with their southern neighbors and their western neighbors and their eastern neighbors, right? And we hear the Egyptian point of view, but we don't hear the point of view of the other Africans who weren't writing that much. Now, when they flooded the dam,
All right. Hey, Reggie, you know this is his show, brother. So I
right,
can't
but
have you making a long
I just
lecture,
wanted
brother.
to counter. No, I just wanted to politely counter some of the points to put myself back in context, because I heard a lot of things initially when I was that I think that I'm taking out of context. But this is your show, Sanetta. I
All
just
right. Yeah,
want
you can
to,
explain it. Just you know, you can explain it.
Well, you know, Reggie gave his opinion. His opinion is that people from Kemet should have built less structure and prepare for war. He said that they should have known that they were going to get attacked. Now, if people have gifts and they can foretell the future, then fine. Maybe some people are into metaphysics and they know what will happen in the future. I cannot predict the future. We cannot blame a group of people for building structures. All around the world, people have been building structures. I don't hear people say the Mayans or the Incas with their pyramids, they wasted their time building that instead of, putting walls and having weaponry so they can protect themselves against attackers. How are we going to blame people for being attacked? It's like I come here in the village and I take control of the village and I kill the people and women are being raped, and then people tell the villagers, well, it's your fault. Instead of being spiritual or instead of dealing with philosophy, then you should have built walls and you should have had some weapons. To me, it doesn't make much sense, but everybody's free to have their own opinion. But the brother Yara said that during the time of Beni Hassan, which is 1300 BC, there were no white people there. I mean, we have the tomb of Ramesses III. We have many depictions.
I never made that claim.
You never said that there were no white people then?
I said there's no such thing as a classification of white people.
Okay, when I say white, I mean Caucasian. I mean non-black. That's what
there
I
was
mean.
No classification of a Caucasian.
Okay, well, we have their physical depictions,
So you're talking about phenotypes. You're arguing phenotypes. And so you mean to tell me that based on phenotypes, you can determine the race of a person based on phenotypes alone?
Yes,
that's elementary.
Yes, you can. Joe Biden, what's his ethnic group? Yes,
you can't do that, brother. And I'm not even trying to beleaguer that point. I mean, you just can't do that. And this is where
that's what you're saying.
No, that is not what I'm saying.
Let him talk. Let him talk, Shaka. Let him explain it.
No, I'm just saying you can't determine a person's race based on phenotypes. You can't do that. No one does that. But people.
All right, I'm gonna bring on JJ right after y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, but let me say this real quickly, and I'll move forward. And I do agree with Dr. Reggie, in his breakdown. But I'm giving the caveat to the conversation that when I say that there was slavery, a system of slavery in ancient Kemet, there was a system of slavery of ancient Kemet that we seen noticeable throughout the continent of Africa, not like chattel slavery, but very close to chattel slavery that we see in the Americas. We've seen in the Americas. That's provable. And I can show, and I will show, the system of slavery. We have pharaohs who attest to this. So
where's the reference, brother? Because you talk a lot good game, but you never show any reference.
Okay, I'll give you a direct reference. We know that Pharaoh Seneferu, right, sent expeditions out into Nubia and Libya for slaves to build. This was a separate part of what a lot of you guys like to say, well, they were being paid. Those people weren't being paid. Those people were being stolen and taken from their homeland. They were not being attacked by Nubia at the time. They were not being attacked by the Libyans at the time. They were being taken out of their homeland as slaves and bought into ancient Kemet for their building projects. Now, there was also a separate system called corvée, C-O-R-V-E-E, corvée. That is when native Egyptians were being paid, and they were being paid as citizens of the land. They would be drafted maybe 6 months at a time, maybe, and their families would then monies would being sent back to their families so their families can be fed while they were gone. So they took care of their citizens. They did do that. They took care of their own.
Okay, corvée was work. Now, Senefru, I would like to show you the reference, show us the artifact where it says that they took some slaves. You said they took some slaves in Nubia.
Oh, okay, so then, so what are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying you stated that Senefru and his people enslaved some Nubians. I haven't seen any artifacts, and I didn't see any reference. You just made a statement.
Okay, great. So this is what I'm saying. I don't have a problem.
Share your screen. Share your screen. Show your
he doesn't think
source.
that it exists. Because if I have to come in with this, I mean, he's going to be done before he gets started over here on the HOK.
Yeah. Well, you know, okay.
My point is this: if you're trying to present this utopian Kemetic society, you really can't do that. Okay, it didn't exist. Right? It never existed. It has never existed in any culture.
Well, brother, why don't you tell me what I said that was wrong instead of talking about utopia?
Well, you said there's no. Well, you said there was. Are you saying that there was no slavery? Maybe let me make this specifically. Are you saying there was no evidence of shadow slavery in ancient Kemet?
I'm not aware of that. If you are, please show me.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying. He's not ready for that argument. He's just not ready.
No, so far you haven't shown one single document at all.
Okay, that's fine. I'll share a document. See, that's what this is what happens, right?
Wait, Reggie, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, Reggie. Well, but Reggie, if you don't mind, I won't be long, I promise. Sanetta, when you see Joe Biden, can you tell what his ethnicity is or race? Because some people say race doesn't exist. Can you tell what race he is?
No.
You cannot tell. So he
yes,
can be
when you see him.
Okay, all right. Same with George Bush. Same with Bill Clinton. But Yara says that you cannot tell someone's ethnicity by phenotype, to each his own. Go ahead, Reggie.
Okay.
You cannot. You only know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Reggie.
So what happens is, I'm very cautious because I hear the Hebrew arguments and the more arguments, and then it's been people like myself and Smash and Netaneb and others, right, who actually use the tools. And so we have to address it with the tools. So I'm just going to address it with the tools, right? And so then other people will accuse me of saying, well, Brother Reggie, how can I say, let me see, I have to share my screen.
Hey, Shaka, I wish you had them sound bites, man, for real.
Oh, what, to beat up on Reggie?
No, not to beat up on Reggie, but I want that sound bite that you said, Reggie. My goal is to take down Kemet or to bang on Kemet. You said to bang on Kemet. No, and that's what you're doing here. You are now joining on with our enemy. And when I say, let me finish. When I say enemy, I'm talking about the enemy of knowledge or information, all because you hate Jabari, brother, and you don't care. You saying you going up against a Kemetic brother just for the simple fact that you hate our brother Jabari. And when you look at what they did, when they did that thing, let me finish. When they did that joint the other day in the debate, what did Quanah came in and said? What did our brother Yara said? No, I'm not going against my brother. I'm not going against no other Israelite brother. And I respect him for that. I'm not mad at Yara for that. We got to learn how to do the same damn thing, man. You know, them brothers, they got a unity that they will stick together. We ain't they not gonna throw one of their brothers under the bus because they have a little differences with them to us. And that's the shit that we gotta get to, man. We got too much soft goddamn skin over here. Damn.
Sanetta, I have that stuff you were looking for. I can play it now if you put my screen. It's only a few seconds long. Yes, okay, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna mute.
T Shaka.
I just wanted to address it, but let me just play. Just only 36 seconds long.
Go ahead.
Yep.
I don't believe in old Egyptian gods. I don't believe in that stuff. I wasn't even taught that bullshit, right? I'm the one who bangs against the Kemetics. I bang against them, and they can't get through me because the gods that they worship, right, were born from another group of thinking, right? So you can't come with me with no goddamn Heru or no other that bullshit. Show it to me in the primary, show it to me in writing, show it to me in the period. You're making the bullshit up.
Damn, Reg, that's hard right there. You can't get around that. But go ahead, Reggie. I'm gonna let you go.
Wow.
Woo.
Reggie is muted. You're muted, Reggie. We can't hear you.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull up something. See, there's something that you have to understand, Sarnetta. Sarnetta, the ancient Egyptians in a text said that he is the one who makes his own gods in a language that can't be erased. The ancient Egyptians made their own gods for their purposes. Now, I can show it to you in the primary. I can show it to you in the primary, and everybody can read it. So let me go and let me just go in and show it in the primary. So so gods are principles, right? The principles I can respect and accept, but when you make them, how can I say, in human form, that's for teaching purposes for their own civilization. The people who don't study, right? They accept it as just gods. So let me just go and try to find this particular text. But I did want to address the issue of slavery. Let me address the issue of slavery first. When someone like the Hebrews and them make a charge of Egyptian slavery, what we have to do is that we have to go into the text and we have to show the people. We don't talk. We actually have to show the people the terms of slavery. Can everybody agree with that? To show what type of slavery it is. That's what scholars do. People who cap for things or people who are just trying to get you into their worldview. So I don't do that. What I do is actually go into the text. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see, share my screen. Can you see my screen? Great. So in this particular text, right, there is an order from the king, right? And his name is Maat, right? And Maat is going to give an order about breaking the laws. So when you break the laws, you are going to the field, to the salt mines. And that's basically their law. So let me just show it to you. Now, I'm not saying that and I'm also saying that kings had different decrees. So one decree may not exist in another time period when another king comes. So let's just see this.
But Reggie, with all due respect, if it's not about slavery, why do you share that?
Because it is about slavery.
Okay, I'm waiting then.
Yeah, because it is about slavery. So but when I show this, when I actually show this, then now Sarnetta, I join people with information. I don't join people because of personalities. So I do stick together with Africans and people and people who do Kemetic stuff. But I stick together with people who are truthful in their approach, not people
you don't stick with Africans. You told Sekou that he has no standing, that he should talk to his people, and you talk to your people. You don't stick with Africans.
Yeah, because Sekou is not an African from American. He has a different he has a different point of view. So he can't speak for African Americans. That's why I told him that. He has
Oh,
no
for
bearing
real.
in my. He has no
That,
bearing
that
in my
that's so
community.
divisive what you just said. It's like Willie Lynch type of mentality.
Yeah,
Because he's
because
not African American, he cannot talk about issues that affect African Americans. You guys can talk about the issues that affect Africa, but we cannot talk about the issues that affect people in America. That doesn't make
God
sense to
damn.
me.
it does. It does. It does. If you think about it, it does. He's
So
coming
so
into
did
our. Will
did
you
you tell
keep
that to
cutting?
Sheikh Anta Diop?
Did I tell that to Shaka-Ndugu Diop? Where's Shaka-Ndugu Diop talking about African Americans? Where's he
Did you tell
talking
that
about
to
African Americans?
Theo Benga? He went to America. He lectured in America. Yeah, actually, he was acquainted with many of the greats that
Yeah,
you
you're
like to
just
talk all the
throwing
time.
out points. These are people that you have. You ever met their father Benga?
No, well,
Well, I
I've
have.
seen him. I've seen him, but
You've seen
I'm
him.
not acquainted with
Well,
him.
you seen
Yes,
him on YouTube?
but but brother, you like to say I know him and him. In 30 years, you don't have a book, you don't have a
No.
website, you don't have a platform. You have to go on other people's platforms. So you can talk all you want that you were acquainted with
Well, you
whoever.
don't.
It
You
doesn't
have
hold any
anything? I
bearing
mean,
with your scholarship.
listen. I think everybody knows my work. You're just being introduced.
What is
Okay.
your work? You've been carrying their suitcases. You went errand and bought them drinks and coffee and tea. Everybody can do that. That's why I nicknamed you Butler.
So Sanetta, Sanetta, so you allow this person to talk about I carry Sanetta's bags and suitcases
So you
and
are Butler
things.
for Sanera as well. It's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
And
I
Sanera
do
called you the B word. You did not object. You don't have any
oh
backbone,
Sanetta,
Reggie.
you know why? You know why? Because Sanetta is my brother. We can talk
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
No, it was
All
publicly
right,
that he
come on,
called you
y'all.
a
Come
B.
on, y'all. Let's get back to the knowledge, man. Come
So
on.
I got a source for him, Sinetta. He asked for it. He got it.
All right, get let me I gotta move on because I got people here. I'm gonna end the show. I want to
yeah.
bring in JJ real quick. JJ, if you can keep it respectful. The only thing I hate about what you do, Jay, is when you always interfere when other people talk. That's why I kick you out. It ain't got nothing to do. I know, wave your hand, but if you notice it, I say the same thing to them. I tell them, yo, it's one mic, one mic. So go ahead, JJ.
All right. See, JJ brings people to the table. I'm different from everybody else as far as on that point. I add to the show and the bill. But when I bring people over, you expect me just to be quiet. Aren't I a part of the bill?
JJ,
But
you
anyway,
got the floor, brother.
I know I got the floor. This the problem when I speak. You don't say that to
I
everybody else.
don't
So
want
let
to
me
hear
talk to Shaq.
crying. I want to hear the knowledge,
Okay,
information. What do you
All right,
got? Come on.
okay, yeah. This part of the act, y'all. He do it every time. All right, now Shaka, man, hey, I told you, bro. Hey, I said you ready? After you sparred with JJ for about five or 10 minutes, I said this guy is not biased because he goes against everybody who ain't saying something right in his eyes. And this is why I want to bring it. And I bragged about him to sign this. I said, I got a new guy. Hey, he gonna represent the Lions Den. Even though he's not an Israelite, he is universal as far as what he do with his knowledge and information. And like Yara. Yara's part of the Lions Den family, but he don't mind going against another Lions Den person. So I'm just sitting back enjoying this. And Reggie, I think you should step to the table and at least have a discussion with him. At least. And Garfield. Because this brother had been on his channel and he been asking these brothers to come and have a bill with him. So I'm just gonna sit on the panel and listen, man. This is great.
I'm
This is
having
great.
a conversation with him. And all he's
Yeah,
doing
you are.
is
You are, Reggie.
accusations, right? So
Yeah.
I have a right. I have a right to be upset about accusations, and I'm just tracking them down. He's saying, "What did Diop say? What did Obenga say?" And I was just checking if he had a conversation with them.
No, that doesn't make sense to ask if I had a conversation
Wait,
with
I'm
them.
talking to JJ. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, I understand,
Why are
Reggie.
you
But
okay?
Hey, hold on, Shaka. I know this your show,
Stop.
but hold on, it's a tactic. Hold on, Shaka.
Stop.
Just remember I told you. Just
Stop.
chill, family. We got. Hold on, Reggie. Go ahead and speak, Reggie.
Yeah, so I'm talking to JJ about his accusations.
yeah, but
And so
Reggie, if
I
you
am
just want to talk
talking.
to Reggie, you can
Hold on,
call
Shaka.
him. You can
Yeah,
call
Hold
him.
up,
hold on,
I
Shaka.
want
Just
y'all
let
to
him get it
know
out.
it's
It's a
one mic,
tactic, bro.
man. It's one
Yeah,
mic
one
from
mic,
here
Shaka.
on in, man.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead,
Just let him
Reggie.
get it in, Shaka. This your show, though, but let him get it in.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Right. So one thing is you kind of tease out where when a person makes an accusation, I am teasing out where do you get this from and where you're making your points from. The point was on Sekou Keller as to whether or not he can talk about what's going on in the African American community. He can have an opinion. He can have an opinion. He doesn't even live in America. He lives in Canada right
I
now.
don't live in America either.
Shock. This mutual mic when you can say it to yourself, but you're gonna get back
No,
in.
but you know, I mean, Sanetta, this guy Reggie is here saying if you don't live in America, you cannot talk about the issues affecting African Americans. I mean, is this what I came in for?
Yeah.
Theophano Benga is not from America. Everybody listen to him. He's a scholar. He's a PhD. Shaka Diop, we listen to him. We respect him. He's a scholar. He's a PhD. So why would somebody tell Sekou, well, you don't even live in America, so you cannot talk about it? And that's why I interjected. I
No,
don't live in America, but I am on this platform. Go ahead.
So it depends on what he is talking about. If he's talking about all African people, that's fine. If he's talking about some dispute that we're having in our own community, then he's an outsider in the dispute. When I challenge you to see where Dr. Shaka-Ndugu-KMT is specifically talking about African Americans, except for to be educated. So what I'm just trying to do is
Reggie, I agree with Brother Shaka, because we black people here in America, we talk about every goddamn body. We talk about every country. We talk about every city. We talk about everybody. I believe that if my
with me.
I believe I'm sticking with information, brother. Hold on, stop, brother. I'm sticking with the information and what's real. I believe that if Sekou know about what's going on in America, he should speak on it. He's been here long enough, Reggie. You don't think he's been here long enough to see what's going on? You think he just, it don't matter, brother. You speak on people in Canada. Remember them goddamn silly ass so-called Moors up there? And we was banging on them Moors that's in Canada?
I was speaking on the information about what they was bringing. We weren't speaking about our communities.
Nah, it don't matter, Reggie. That sound like white people. That sound like the Hebrews sometime, or white people trying to stop us from trying to interact with other people. Like we said, like we already said sit like what they call that when you talking to somebody? Damn, what they call that shit, y'all? Help me out.
I would tell you, but you tell me to be quiet, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, so be your ass quiet then.
Reggie talks about Kemet.
Stereotype. We sound just like them when we begin to stereotype people.
Reggie talks about Kemet. He's not from Kemet. He talks about Nubia. He's not from Nubia. That's all good.
I'm talking about the information,
Sekou is talking about the information as well. And you know the example of the double standard. Reggie is such a fence rider. Reggie kept talking about the Shaka-Ndugu-KMT thing in the museum in New York. So now it suits him, and he says, yeah, and he also claimed that he's in contact with some people with the museums, but it doesn't make any difference to me. But it's all good to say, yeah, Shaka-Ndugu-KMT, they're talking about him in the New York Museum. But then when an African speaks about issues that affect black people worldwide, including in America, we're supposed to tell him.
But see, there you go again. See, I'm talking about, and one thing is to talk about information, and one thing is to talk about politics. So when we're talking about information, right? And that's what I thought we was talking about, right? I can talk about information, right? Now, if you want to make it personal to people. No, I'm not. And so you make these things about offense.
So Sekou cannot talk about the politics of America?
No, we were talking about information.
No, but Sekou, what is it that he cannot talk about when it comes to African
Americans?
Americans?
I think that it would not serve him to talk about. Lots of times Sekou comes on and he supports Brother Jabari, right?
That's your issue. That's what you should say. You should say, I hate on Sekou because I hate on Jabari, and he defends him.
No, see, you're adding. Don't you see,
brother? Listen to yourself. First, you say he has no bearing. He should talk to his people, and now you just told the truth. You just betrayed yourself. That's because he's defending Jabari.
No, that's your problem. If he is talking about a dispute between me and Brother Jabari, and on the information of ancient Egypt, right? then he should just leave it to us. But he comes on and he makes his opinion, right? That's
Doesn't
all.
he have the right to?
All right, y'all. Let me bring in Sankofa, man. Sankofa, what's up? Good to see you, brother. I ain't see you in a minute, man. Peace, fam.
Yo, peace. How's everybody doing? Enjoying the conversation. I came up here to, back my brother Shaka, I believe it is. I caught it late, so I don't understand everything in the conversation, but I do have a few things to add, especially in reference to slavery in ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt, right? So we have to acknowledge that there was slavery in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. You have the Brooklyn Papyrus, you have the Turin Papyrus, you have, the records of the 18th dynasty pharaohs that constantly went into Mesopotamia, Canaan, and brought them out. Have you already talked about this, brother? I don't want to rehash this information.
Well, please show us the information because you're talking about something that's news to me.
Okay, yeah, no doubt.
You're naming papyruses, but I never heard about slavery from those papyrus. You said the Turin Papyrus, right?
Brooklyn. Look in the Brooklyn Papyrus. This is one, like when you're having discussions with, wait, hold on. When you're having discussions with Hebrew Israelites, one of the things, if they're studied, they're going to talk about the Brooklyn Papyrus, which they have in the Brooklyn Papyrus, I think there's a number of, servants that have Mesopotamian Canaanite names, right? And they're definitely servants. And this makes sense in the context that within the 18th dynasty. So I don't know, Brother Reggie earlier said Kemet should have learned. The 18th dynasty, like the beginning of the 18th dynasty, was the ancient Egyptians recognizing and realizing that on their borders was a legitimate threat, right? Before that, the threats were internal. It was more about destabilization, economic destabilization due to the building projects of the different pharaohs and due to the decentralization of power, right? Because the different nomes and the different kings of the different villages got power, and then that would like weaken the office of pharaoh, so to speak. But the major threat was when the Hyksos came in through Avaris and took over the kingdom for that period of time. Now, that
was the cause of the destabilization, but keep going.
No doubt. Whatever.
Whatever.
We can talk about it. That's one. Right. Kemet had several things, but
for the record,
wait, hold on. Let me finish. Let me land, and then I'll finish.
Okay, no problem.
So one of the initiation, almost rites of passages of the pharaohs of the 18th dynasty was to go and kick butt in Mesopotamia. They would brag about it. That was one of the rites of passages. However, this leads some credence to maybe some mythological story about how they gained their freedom, so to speak, may have been like an oral tradition within the Canaanite region, right? So that no actual historical literal interpretation of the Exodus, but quite possibly some sort of oral tradition passed down about them having, to fight with ancient Kemet after they conquered it, so to speak. But you definitely have, even on the walls, I forget at the moment, I'm bringing up my presentation, but even on the walls, you have ancient Egyptians, are the Egyptians, presenting themselves over the Mesopotamians and Canaanites. Like Egypt was a nation, don't get it twisted. There was spirituality, there was morality, there was ethics involved, but it was definitely a nation. I mean, if we go on, to the Afrocentric pride, we were black. All right, I'm gonna land. Bam. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you see, and thank you for your contribution. But you came up, started talking about slavery, then you talk about servant, and basically you named some papyrus. There's no mention of slavery anywhere. Now you talking about their policy was to kick butts in Mesopotamia. So Yara clapping because they have an issue when we are not in agreement with those population of Caucasoids. But when they expelled the Hyksos, the destabilization came with the Hyksos invasion. Indeed, when they kicked them out, they chased them all the way to Canaan, and they conquered some areas. But so far, I haven't yet to see the slavery. It's funny how you have the Hebrews who like to talk about Hebrews being enslaved in Kemet. We don't have any mention of Hebrews in Kemet. If somebody can show us, then please show us. So they're pushing a fictional story, and now people are creating some narrative of slavery that we have yet to see any records for.
Give me one moment, brother. Go ahead and speak, but I'll bring it up with the exact references.
Let me just because I'm.
Hey, Sankofa, put your number in the chat for me. I don't know if I still got your number.
All right.
Well, you got my email, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Here, send it to me in the email.
All right, most definitely.
So I'm gonna show something. So we can both both read Medu Neter. So this text right here, see if I can blow it up just a little bit bigger so you can see it.
So Reggie, you're gonna show us slavery, right?
No, I'm gonna deal with.
I'm gonna do that.
Honestly, I'm not interested if you're not showing slavery.
Y'all
Yeah, so
was gonna do
I
that.
can show slavery in Kemet
No,
too, though.
I was. I'm gonna show that, right? But I
No, but
want
please
to
show
let
it
the
because that's
people.
why you said you will
I
show. You
want
keep
no.
talking, you're making lecture, you're
Stop,
doing a
stop,
monologue.
stop. You see,
Don't
you're not
stop,
playing.
Reggie.
Hey,
Reggie,
Sonetta.
you have House of
Reggie, this is
Consciousness.
his show.
You
He wants you
censored
to
me.
show slavery. That's
Yes,
all he
show
wants you to
slavery. You
prove.
said you will show us, so go
This is
ahead,
his
show and
show.
prove.
You got to go on your show. Go on HOK and go in. Get it in.
That's a Garfield tactic. I have a bachelor's in history and I don't show it. He talks about slavery, he doesn't show it. Now he wants to talk about something else.
No,
Yeah.
what you're doing is okay. So y'all can continue. I'll go get the text on slavery.
Thank you
Okay?
very
All
much.
right, while y'all doing
Now,
that, let me bring in Black Lord. He didn't speak yet. Black Lord, you got the mic, man.
That was a Ployd family, right? Because
Black
we
Lord
were
been
dealing
quite
with
more disciplined than everybody.
All right, Black Lord speaking, Reggie. Let him get it in.
Elders, Reggie, you gotta let him talk, Reg. You gotta let him talk.
I haven't been talking. I've been cutting off, good brother. Why you capping?
The whole time. Peace, I need a peace, everybody. What's going on? So,
Peace, yo.
Okay, so now slavery. I talking about slavery in Kemet now. I know it was different forms of slavery, right? So it was like just not even in Kemet, but like even across other parts of Africa, whereas though but it wasn't to the point where how the Europeans did it. It would be like a house servant. You would be a part of a person's house and you would be doing the chores and cleaning and stuff, but they would still feed you and not like whip you how other type of slavery type goes, but they would feed you, and maybe after a certain amount of time you would build like a status up and even be a part of that family. Do that make sense?
Come on, y'all. Do it make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. We actually see that institution more in the Israelite paradigm. But when you say they didn't have, and I've heard this on HOK before, where you say where slaves, they didn't have corporal punishment or they didn't have prisons in ancient Kemet. That's also false. And so these are the things we need to really understand. Like, you really can't govern a country of many people coming into that country would have some type of penal system or security system or local enforcement system or like that. You would have complete chaos. So just logically thinking, we have to put these things to a degree. Now, I will agree with him. There is some differences between chattel slavery that we see in the antebellum South versus we've seen the other ancient Near Eastern cultures in Africa. That it was a bit different, but they were still slaves. So I do agree with the brother too. I do agree with most of what he said.
Yeah, you have the right to agree with conjecture, but so far we haven't seen any facts, no documents, no reference.
Let me bring these slides.
All right, hold on. Let me bring on Nepal Sadar. Nepal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
What about the slavery? Well, I don't know what you mean by slavery, but what about Canaanites that were working in the mines and mining after when they were captured? They were prisoners of war, and they were working in the mines, especially the research I did on in Sarabic al-Qadim, where they were working to do hard labor to mine in the mines. They weren't paid.
That was slavery, Nepal. You're right.
All right, Saneda, can we please have everybody on the panel? Because we only see the brother. Thank you very much. Hey, Sister Nepal, thank you for your question. Before I forget, I want to thank Kevin for the cash app. That's the only cash app that I received. I didn't receive any PayPal. Now, if there was prisoners of wars and they had prisoners of war and they had a punishment in America, you have some people who committed some crimes. They are in prison and they work. Some work like on the phone or build objects or go in the fields and stuff like that. So that's what they do. So if back then they had some punishment after a war, I don't see what the problem is. unless people prefer that they just chop their heads off. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are bloodthirsty, but it is what it is. That's a punishment, but this is not slavery. And I'm glad that all this conversation is happening, because the brothers and sisters worldwide can witness that we go from a premise of slavery in Kemet, and we had like maybe an hour of talking, not one document to back up their claim. And it's interesting.
Okay. Well, I do want to ask you, I want to jump in and ask you some more about that, because we do, in fact, technically call it prison, but it is slave labor. A lot of, if you're going to compare it to America, it is a form of slavery, especially when the punishment doesn't fit the crime. And what about the branding, the actual physical abuse? Is that, so this is the last panel I was on when we had this conversation. I think it's a matter of semantics at the end of the day, because what I think it was Brother Yara said, a lot of people try to paint this utopian, a paradise type of society with Kemet, but in fact, it's really no different than many other cultures where there was in fact slavery and there was human right violations. They aren't excluded from that unfortunate fact that there were human rights violations. So I get what you're saying about prison, but I think, I forget who it was, it might have been Yara, who said Nubians were actually hunted down and they weren't prisoners of war. So you're asking for sources, and that's great. I'm sure that people can source all this information out. But what about that? What about the fact that there were human rights violations in Kemet? Do you say that there weren't any?
Well, I'm not aware of it. If you can back it up, then feel free.
So
Because
wait, I want to ask you. No, I'm asking you right now. Forget about me backing it up. I want to hear from you. Do you say, for the record, that Kemet had no human rights violations on other nations of people?
I'm not aware of that, because the Hyksos invaded. Now, when you have people who invade a territory and they are kicked out, even if their heads are chopped off, like America, we've seen how they went down in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They bomb innocent people. That's how they get down. It's war. Now we want to criticize the people of Kemet for chasing the invaders, and we're talking about, they committed human rights.
So you don't think Hiroshima was a human rights violation?
Well,
no, I want to jump in.
But
I just asking you.
It was war.
No, I just want to ask you, because you said Hiroshima. You don't think that was a human rights violation?
We could say is that it is, because they attacked innocent civilians. But the thing is that the people of Kemet, they chased the invaders. How could we label that human rights violation? If I get to your house now, I take over your property and I raid the people and so on, and I'm chased, would I say to the judge, well, they committed human rights violation against me because I bomb rushed the house, I raped the woman, I killed the man, and I took advantage of the children, and they kicked me out? How horrible it is, So we have to be clear on that. Who's the oppressor in this scenario? And
are you familiar with amnesty? Are you familiar with amnesty?
Well, I'm familiar with what is known
with
as
the term of amnesty.
The first peace treaty, between the Hittites and the Kemetites.
Well,
but
okay, because you're naming a lot of nations, but I'm just trying to get to your stance, because all right, you named the Hyksos and everything. Just I want to make this clear. Just because another nation is at war, we're talking about the civilians being violated. Okay, so you're okay. I'm really not leading. This is serious, because we want to know where you stand. You say that Kemet did no human rights violations without justification. They were all justified.
No, sister. What I'm saying is that you can claim that, but anybody can make any claims. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know for a fact you used to be a Hebrew Israelite, maybe you still are. So the reason why people want to find slavery in Kemet is to convert their narrative, their belief system, you know. But if we
No.
don't have any evidence, I can accuse you. What about if I'm accusing you of committing human rights violation on the blonde hair Tamika who wrote that somebody's busting my pinata open? How would you feel about this if I don't have anything to back it up? That's called an accusation. What about the facts? I thought we were dealing with scholarship. Scholarship is about facts and evidence. Where is the facts? Where is the evidence?
Please don't mute me. Listen, I want to answer what you said. You notice that I'm trying to find out about you, and you just assume that because I'm a Hebrew, I'm asking you these questions. No, I'm an intelligent person who wants to learn from you and everyone else. So I was asking you where your stance is because you're new. We want to know for sure because I know where my brother Jabari stands. I know where brother Reggie stands as far as this topic. I know where even Vocab Malone was on here. I know where Yara stands. I want to get a clear cut where you're standing saying all of the slavery or any type of a human oppression in Kemet, ancient Kemet, you're saying it, I'm just clarifying. Are you saying it was justified? And then we can go from there with sources.
Well,
because
sister,
we can yeah.
I understand your question, but in order to say if it's justified or not, you need to demonstrate what you're talking about. The human right abuse and the slavery, you need to demonstrate that. Did it happen? Because then again, if somebody argues, well, Moses and the sea partying into that's their belief, that's their claim. Where's the evidence for that? Why do we argue about things that we cannot demonstrate? That's not
well,
a methodology.
Let me ask you about the Nubians. When they were pursued, and like I said, I don't have that information. I'm learning. When they were pursued and hunted down and sought out as slaves, do you think that was justified? I'm just asking.
Where do you get that from? You said yourself you don't have the information. You should
no,
get the information
I don't.
And then deal on that.
No, but I know that.
However, sister, what I can tell you regarding the Nubians is that, and I've said that before, there was some conflicts between the people of Kemet and the Nubians. The Hyksos, the Asiatics or Amu, sent some letter to the Nubians and told them, join us and we attack Kemet. That letter was intercepted. So Kemet put a smack down, you see? So we have, different gangs, groups who are against each other in America, for example. But I don't think people will say, well, black people just fight each other all the time. The East Coast is against the West Coast, or all the Crips are against all the Bloods. Conflicts is a reality. But to label a conflict slavery or human right abuse, I disagree with that, particularly if we don't have any evidence for it. So far, the claims are faith-based.
No, it's not. It's not faith-based. There's there's information. This is the reason. Listen, you're giving your. Okay, let me talk to you. Okay, you're giving us your answer, which is coming from your perspective, but this isn't faith-based. You are agreeing. You're acquiescing actually to say, oh yeah, there were these violations of human rights of humans.
No. I didn't say there were violations of humans. I said.
Hold on. Let me say this. Were people, let me ask you, were people being branded with hot irons?
I'm not aware of that. Can you show me that?
I think it's Herodotus that gives that account. I don't have, you keep saying, let me show, like as if I'm an encyclopedia, I can get the information, but we're having a discussion. So, okay, people, there's information that people in Kemet were branded with hot irons. There's information that people were working in mines without pay. There's information that Nubians were hunted down. That's what Yara just said. I mean, I vaguely remember hearing that before, but that Nubians were sought out for what you call something about war, and it's all fair. So we know, and you agree, that people were being treated this way. You know that.
I mean, you mentioned
there were. Let me ask you again. You already agreed that people were working in the mines in Serbid al-Qadim, Canaanites.
Did you hear me agreeing to that?
Excuse me?
Did you hear me agreeing to that?
Okay, Serbid al-Qadim, which is Mount Sinai, in the Temple of Hathor, there is a mine. There was mining. There's a mining site for turquoise and copper. Canaanites were working there. The proof is that there's the writing. It's Proto-Sinaitic script in that region where the slaves were working, where they were working. Okay,
script, that's not the language of the people of Kemet, sister.
Whatever you want to say, it was
No,
Canaanites.
but
Okay.
no, but that's what you okay. So were they the prisoners of
Okay,
war?
there were Canaanites 100%, according to Petrie Flinders or Flinders Petrie, whoever he is.
Yeah.
Okay, there were Canaanites working in the mines. There's your source. There's your source. Hold on. There's your source.
That black people are inferior, for the record.
No. Okay, there's your source. There's your source. Wait a minute, you're talking over me now. You asked for source. There's your source. Canaanites were working in mines. They were working without pay.
Okay, and that's what you call slavery.
Working without pay?
Yeah, that's what you call slavery.
Working without pay. Last time I checked.
So apparently you're talking about the prisoners of war who had to work as a punishment, and you're labeling that slavery. So basically, once.
Okay, hold on. See how this is the thing, brother. You are coming from your feelings because you are pro Kemet, so you're like, oh well, yeah. Wait, let me finish. Let me get a whole sentence out. Let me get a whole sentence out because I'm being very respectful, but I want to get a whole sentence out. You are saying, oh, it's because of war. Oh, right. Whatever the reason, their human rights were being violated. They were being branded. They were working hard labor without pay. They were being. No, it's not a claim. It's a fact.
You haven't backed it up, sister.
I just backed it up with sources.
No sources. You mentioned Petrie, who was racist.
Yes, that is his research. That is his archaeological research. That's a source.
Yeah,
that's a source.
You gave the name.
All right. Let's let the guest speak. Go ahead, Shaka.
Yeah, you gave the name of a scholar. You see, sister, I mean, it seems like you want me to.
No, you could just go ahead and respond to what I said. Petrie's Flinders. So Flinders, Petrie, whatever Petrie's. He's not credible.
All right. Nepal, let him speak now. You gotta let him speak.
Okay. Well, it wasn't credible when it comes to his racism. But then again, you're not clear about what you're talking about. We have the invaders, the Hyksos. So if they are being punished and they had to do labor, if you want to label that slavery, then suit yourself. But to me, it sounds like you're defending the Hebrew faith, and you have the right to do so.
Where is the Hebrew? When did I bring up anything about Hebrew?
You got to let him speak, babe. Please let him finish.
Yeah, but I didn't bring up Hebrews. He's lying.
All right, well,
she's bringing slavery and inhuman treatment that she cannot back up. So of course, her being a Hebrew Israelite is no wonder, no surprise that she needs and she wants to find and defend that narrative of enslavement in Kemet, but yet we don't have any records. Now,
let me respond to that then. Okay, listen, for you to keep on saying, Reggie, give me 1 second, please. I got to defend myself. Notice how he keeps on talking. If you didn't know who I was, I didn't bring up Hebrews. I didn't bring up God. I didn't bring up the Torah. I asked you some questions about Kemet. You keep on trying to sensationalize the crowd to lean toward you by saying, oh, she's a Hebrew. You don't have to bring up what I believe. I'm asking you about factual information. I'm telling you about facts. Wait a minute. I did. Hold on. Zanetta, you said, look, the reason I talk over him is because he always interrupts. He's interrupting. I know he's a guest, but he can't interrupt. Listen, brother. I asked you information. I gave you.
You haven't shown any facts.
Brother. I gave you the location of the mine site.
Age boy, got that white crown, upper age boy.
I gave you the location.
Balls, you can really spit it, get it dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Nubian poles. And if you want to debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum. Bring the maxims of Patar back to action. I actually swing my axe, so y-axis 32 degrees west on the y-axis. Try and catch us. Christianity was stole from Kemet, lying bastards.
All right, that right there means we're moving on to another topic. I'm getting ready to close this show out. We ain't gonna get nowhere with that. And
that's so weird.
With that right there,
God, that's so disrespectful.
I want to close this show out because Unc got something going on, and it's called the scientific look at the Hebrews. What modern scholarship says Black Hebrew Israelites. So Unc got something powerful going on over there. I'm gonna drop the link in the channel. Make sure
Can
we
we
carry
close
our
out,
ass
sir?
over there. I'm gonna go over there because I've been
Sonetta,
on
can
for
I
like
show
3
some
hours
evidence?
already. So I'm
Can
gonna
I
go
show
over
some
there
evidence?
and
Can
see
we
what we
close
got
out,
going
sir?
on
Y'all
over
ready
there.
to show? Can
Here's
I
the
show some
link.
evidence?
I want my brother to close us out.
So I don't want that
I
work.
can't show no evidence.
Shaka,
I know
close us
Wow.
out, brother. Shaka, take us home, man. Close
Before
us
he
out.
closes out, thank you so much, Shaka. And shout out to my
Yeah.
sister Tamika. I love your
Can I
blonde
show
hair.
my evidence?
Peace to
Sonetta,
Tamika,
I've been
beautiful
waiting.
queen. Your hair looks beautiful. So everybody, thank you,
Sonetta,
brother, for letting me ask those questions. Thank you.
Sister
Nepal,
Napa, you came out
Nepal,
swinging. She wasn't playing.
Nepal, you are welcome to have a conversation with me.
All right, my brother. Go ahead, take us home, brother. Take us home.
Yes,
Close us
thank you,
out.
Senator. Thanks, Napa. You are welcome to have a conversation with me. I live stream on a regular basis, and people always have a chance to speak. I don't even screen the calls. I hope you're not trying to play the feminist game when you talked about Tamika. Tamika is congratulating a thief, someone who plagiarized, who steal people's work in different languages and from different books, and that's Isefet. That's basically what we would call evil in English. That's the opposite of Maat. So if people want to support falsehood and Isefet and wrongdoing, it's on them. But that being said, you are always welcome to have a communication with me. You are a bit irritated, but it's fine. It's gonna be a learning experience, because people talk about Santa Claus, and if I'm to believe their narratives just because they said so, I'm not getting anywhere in terms of scholarship. Now, thank you, everybody. Thank you for the conversation, and I'm very happy because you hear about all these so-called Hebrews who have all this knowledge and information, but as you have witnessed, they all say, I have this, I have that, but they don't have anything to show most of the time. So it's the same thing with the Moors, Lord Abba, he just basically looked on Google.
I want to say this. Let me say this. Now, Elder Yara, I think you should go over there with Uncle. He's dealing with a scientific look at the Hebrews, what modern scholarship says Black Israelites. I've dropped the link in the chat. And now I'm going to say, a lot of y'all probably could have been correct. A lot of you from Elder Yara, Nepal Shaddai. I know for a fact Nepal had a little something going on. Brother Reggie and JJ 7000. But what y'all missing, and of course my man Sankofa, but what y'all failed to do, knowing what this platform is about, you failed to bring scholarship. You failed to bring your sources. And this is why I have to give it to my brother Shaka. He held it down. He kept asking you, where's your source? All you doing is talking. If you don't have no sources, and Nepal was right about the branding, I'm going to give that to her. That is in there. You can find the branding going on. But if you don't have the sources to back it up, nobody's going to believe you. You got to have sources. That's it. So I got to give this right here to my brother Shaka. He did his thing. The first time I seen brother Reggie dazzled like he got knocked out with an Ali punch from the left. And then I seen my man Garfield get punched out, knocked out from the right. So he's swinging haymakers, and these brothers is falling down all over the goddamn place, losing they goddamn mind, screaming and going crazy. I ain't never seen this before, man. All the crying that these brothers do when they bring the pain to everybody. It's crazy to me. So go ahead, my brother Shaka, close it out, man.
They are not aware of any records of Hebrews in Kemet. If someone can show me that, then feel free. We have theology and we have history. History is backed up by data. Thank you, brothers and sisters worldwide. Kemetic people stand up. They're trying to diss us, but you've seen how agitated they were. I hear people say, Susupa, shut up. They still didn't shut up, even though they had the source. But it's all good. We have a communication. But we've been disrespected for so many years. And I'm talking about Kemetic people or traditional Africans. And it's going to come to an end now. Reggie went to the other side. It's his right. You know what I'm saying? He said he's not Kemetic, and I'm fine with that. I'm very fine with that. He's not Kemetic, fine. When it suits him, he will talk about Kemet and Medu Neter, but I don't want to talk about him too much. More power to Brother Reggie. He has knowledge. He knows the Medu Neter. There's just some things that I don't agree with, and it's natural, So much love to everybody. Sister Napa, pas grand problème. C'est moi frère, ou ka vin nan plateforme moi, nous ka parler, ou pas besoin fâcher avec hein, pas grand problème avec. M'a saluer toute famille, tout haïtien. Bon, pour les francophones, vous connaissez l'adresse. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. Thank you once again, Brother Sanetta, for the invitation. And whoever wants to talk about Garfield, as far as I'm concerned, if he doesn't show his bachelor's in history, I don't want to hear about what he has to say. Thank you very much, Brother Sanetta. And my channel, Sanetta seems busy. My channel is Maat Forever, all in one word. It's on YouTube, Maat Forever. And I recommend you, brothers and sisters, to watch the video called Kemet and Maat, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It's only 45 minutes long. There's another video called White Semites Black Awakening, where you will see plenty of artifacts of the people of the Levant, Mesopotamia, Sumer, Israel, and so on. And you will see their phenotype. You will see that those people are white skin or Caucasoids. They are not black at all. Those people have lied to you. And you heard the claim, the cliche that back then it was only black people. So since it was only black people, no, that doesn't hold any weight there. This is cliche stuff that we need to, get over with. You're muted, Brother Sir. Oh, okay, he's busy. So, okay. So, yeah, I did not really read the comments, brothers and sisters. But when I'm live streaming, you're free to come and have a talk with me. You know what I'm saying? But damn, man, I've been hearing about Hebrews with so much information. So much
Hold on for 1 minute. Hold on for 1 minute.
Yeah.
I got my brother on the line right quick. Say what's up to the family, Prince. I got the Prince from Demona in the building. What's going on, Prince? Say what's up to the people.
Peace and blessings to the family. Peace and blessings to the family. Always a privilege and an honor.
All right, there you go. So we're going to be bringing on the Prince and his fam coming in soon. It's all love when we coming in with this information. And so, Prince, how's everything going on as far as you still enter into the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's been a lot behind the scenes that I definitely will talk about privately before we go into it. But it is some really big things coming down the pipeline, brother. And you're gonna be the first one that I'm gonna reveal it to.
Okay.
Publicly, because you deserve it. You earned it. You've been in the streets. You've been doing the work, and then the love and respect that you got for us. My father, and then those who are serious about healing our people and taking back our power. So again, before I say it online publicly, I want to talk to you about you first, so we can do it right.
All right. These are brothers from Demona that does work in Demona, fam. All right. So I just want to let you know. These are not just the Mickey Mouse Hebrews that we see online, all right? These are the brothers that get that work in. All right, yes, go ahead, Prince.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, I have my brother on the line, Moray Kanaya, who's been on your show several times himself.
Yes, Moray, shout out to Moray Kanaya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace, sir.
So, you want to talk about, you would like to have a bill with Brother Rabon? Because you was talking about, can you prove?
Talking about Shaka?
No, Rabon. Oh, Shaka. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Rabon and Shaka. Rabon, I want to talk about the transatlantic slave trade and the Hebrews being a part of the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, let's get that.
With the brother you got on now, who's showing images of the Amu people and saying that they were Canaanites, I want to have a discussion with him about the ethnicity of the Canaanites.
Now you're going into the scholarship. These are real scholars right here, Shaka. All right.
Yeah, I would love to have that conversation. He asked Lord Abba to show images. I'm like, man, I got a bunch of images, and I was just sitting up on like, man, what? You don't know how the Canaanites look? It's a lot of pictures on how they look, but many Afrocentric scholars they lump everybody in as the same, coming from beyond the Sinai. And so it's a lot of misconceptions about who is who. Like, who is the ancient Assyrians? How did they look? How do the ancient Keti look? How do the Amu people look? How do the people of southern Judea look? Many times these Afrocentric scholars come up and they show you an image and say it's just anybody.
Okay.
But people who do the work in the Levant, those who really understand and deal with the artifact, we can be more particular in our conversations about who these people are. So I would love to have a bill with the brother Shaka so we can get more detailed about the images he putting up.
Okay. Hey, brother Prince. Are you in the shower right now?
Yes, sir. I'm in the shower right now.
Hey,
I
brother,
gotta go down to Atlanta for about 2 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna
but I'll be
call you
back
when
up
I
here this
head out
weekend.
there, brother. I'm supposed to be coming out there soon, so I definitely miss hanging out with you, brothers. And I'm gonna be out
Yes,
there
sir.
soon, brother. I will be
Please,
out there
please.
soon. Come through, all right? I'm gonna be coming
Yeah,
through.
let us know before so we can definitely set it up and take care of you the right
Yes,
way,
sir.
brother.
All right, I love you, man. Shout out to you, brother Prince.
Love you, brother.
Thanks for calling in.
Peace.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's my brother. That's
he's
my
gone.
brother Prince from Demona, man. I'm telling you, them brothers don't be playing no games. Those are who I consider the real Israelites. Whenever I'm talking about Hebrews, I'm never talking about them. And so I want to make sure I make a clear distinction. I'm never talking about them brothers because of the respect that I have for them and his father and the work that they put in. Shout out to the mighty Hebrew for making that connection with me and them brothers over there. So shout out to them brothers, man. Oh, no. Why you slander me? Come on, Hebrew. I told you the only reason why me and you go at it is because of, you know why. I seen how you was in the room with them brothers, with the Judahs and the JJs back then. It was in the summertime, and how they was going in on me and my wife, and you were right there, and you were laughing, and you wasn't checking them, and you wasn't telling them to stop. You wasn't doing none of that. You was in there with them. And that was the only differences I had with you, brother. Had you would have been doing that, I would have gave you my utmost respect and said, yeah, this brother here, he's a real Israelite. But because you associated and affiliated yourself with them guys, that's what made me start banging a little bit on you, but I fell back. All right, go ahead. Close us out, brother, for the last time.
Well, once again, I want to thank the brother Kevin for his cash app. That's the only cash app that I've received.
Hey, yo, throw your link in the chat right quick, your cash app. Do you know how to throw the link in there?
I can, but it will not be a clickable link because I'm not a moderator. But
go ahead. I'm going to make you a moderator.
Yeah. Well, tell me when it's done so I can share the links.
I got to see it. Let me see your link. Come on, throw it in there.
Okay, I'm going to do that right now.
And family, please, y'all, show some love for my brother, man. I mean, give him something, man.
There you go. I've
Whether it's 2, 3, 5, whatever. Throw him some love, man.
Yeah,
you got 888 something people in the building.
Yeah, and only one cash app. You know, that's the reality.
And only one cash app. I don't want people thinking, damn, that's all I get over here, putting in work. One cash app over on Sarnetta's. Come on, I don't see you. Where you at?
But you know, it is what it is. That's a reality that we are dealing with.
I don't see you, brother. Where you at? You in there?
You don't see me? Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me? I can hear you.
No, I'm talking about the cash app inside.
Oh yeah, I've put it in a. Oh, you mean the back chat, the StreamYard? Okay, private chat. Or the private chat. There it is. I've put it in private chat, but I also put it.
No, I want you to put it in the
on the
chat.
YouTube chat.
Yeah.
I'm still not a moderator, but I've just put it now.
All right. What name are you going by?
It's Maat forever.
Okay. Damn, man, I don't see it.
Like here, I'm doing it now.
All right.
You see, there's Mighty Hebrew, but just before I've put my links.
Damn, I don't know why I don't
but,
see it.
You know, if you go on a private chat of StreamYard, I've sent the link there. I've sent the links, the Cash App and the PayPal. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna get ready to throw it in there right now. And here we go, right here, family. There it is, right there in the chat, y'all. Make sure y'all show some love for our brother, man. Whatever y'all can offer, so people don't think, man, you know, we don't show love over here and support over here.
Shout out to Imhotep 360. I also seen Jason, you know, all the people who showed me love. I appreciate that.
Whether y'all agree with him or not, y'all be entertained with the information. That's what I always say. This is what makes the brothers come back. You know, show that love, man.
And once again, for whoever wants to learn the Medu Nature, it's only $10 per class. It's very affordable. You know, other people charge way more, and we can take it further. You know, because when I go through artifacts from Kemet, I barely have anybody. And if the Hebrew Israelites or Black or Muslims or Christians had so many artifacts, trust me, they will really value them. Now I've received another cash app. Thank you very much for
thank you. The people coming through looking out.
interest. You know, I appreciate that because you know, Brother Sanetta, there was a documentary about some ancient writing from the Bible, which is of course not from the time period that they are dealing with, but it's one of the ancient one. I've received another cash app from Elway. You see, Sanetta, when you put the link, is something else. Now, it's about the credit card size, and I've received another one from Anton, another cash app. You see,
That's what I'm talking about, family. That's my people right there coming through, coming through right now. That's what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that.
Show our brother that we do support each other over here.
Yeah, and it is yes, it is DEKA. That's my government name. So that is me. Yes, for JS's bullies who are asking in the chat. So Sanetta, it is I don't want to abuse your time because I know you have to go, but it is a credit card size document. And also Jay Writer sent me a cash app. Thank you for that. And people in that museum, and I believe it's in England, when they see it, they get emotional. I've received a paper also. Thank you very much for whoever sent the paper. They get emotional. You know, they cry over credit card size. I've received a cash app for men too. Thank you for that. But we have whole papyruses. We have whole temples. Thank you for James also for the cash app. And we don't value it, you know. So we need to represent for ours because believe me, brothers and sisters, those guys can say they love Kemet. I've already played, you know, I don't want to start anything, but a member of a very known organization who said the rest of these Negroes are just your associates. You know, I don't want to say the name of the organization. I don't want to sound like I'm a bully or something, but this is how they get down. Thank you for James for that cash app. I appreciate that. How come we don't value our stuff? You know, most Kemetic people, they can. Thank you, Latoya, for the cash app. Most Kemetic people, they can barely read.
Shout out to Latoya. She always coming through, looking out. Shout out to Latoya, man.
And thank you for Corey for the cash app as well. They can barely read any glyphs. Muslims, even if they don't speak Arabic, they see Allah, they will know it's Allah. Thank you for Tony also for the cash app. But most Kemetic people, you show Amen Ra, you show Ptah, they cannot even read it. And we need to improve. We need to step our game up. Thank you for Dexter for the cash app. I mean, damn, you know, thank you for OG Gorilla for the cash app. That's what I'm talking about. And that makes me want to come back, you know.
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
You know,
that's what I'm talking about,
thank
brother.
you for Jackie for the cash app. It's raining right now.
Yeah.
Damn. I appreciate that, you know, because, you know, brothers and sisters, realize, you know, some people don't know me, you know, but I started my website 18 years ago. I was 22 years old. You know, I'm familiar with several languages, you know, and it takes time, money, just to host the streaming platform, StreamYard. Every month you pay for that. For the website hosting, you pay for that. All those books, all those museums in those different countries that I go to, it takes a lot of money for the travel, for the museum fee, for the hotel fee. You know, thank you for Matt Tip for the cash app. And people don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So Jabari is doing a good work. You should support him. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be Kemetic. Thank you for Lester. Thank you, Lester, for the cash app. You don't have to be Kemetic. It's a choice. It's not an obligation. So if you don't feel like being Kemetic, it's fine. You don't have to like Kemet. But don't fence ride, please. I cannot stand fence riders. You know what I'm saying? I need some solid people around me. Shout out to Shaka Amos as well. It's been solid over the years, you know. And to whoever I forgot to give a shout out to, I'm sorry. But you know, like I said, Holipsism, Heaven, BAIO, you know what I'm saying? And all the good brothers and sisters, you know, who represent, you know. So thank you again, Brother Sanetta. I don't know if you have to go right now, Brother San.
Yeah. I'm just making sure the people send you some love over there first.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, you know, feel free if you appreciate the information. But yes, what I was saying, thank you. Oh, that was you, Sanetta, because I know you're government.
Of course,
thank you for the
know it.
Yeah.
I got to come through. If I'm going to tell the people to show love, I got to show you love too.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And Stockley also just sent a cash out right now. But yeah, Kemet and Maat, before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That's the main video on my YouTube. Thank you for Jairon for the cash out. There's another video called White Semites, Black Awakening. And there's also the video called Deception of Asiatic Black Men, because the Asiatic Black Men movements derive from Freemasonry. And I've demonstrated that. It's important. There's a lot of things that our people are not familiar with. They keep repeating the same fictional stories and fairy tales and the cliche statements. I mean, that statement that everybody was black back in the days without giving any time period, it doesn't fly with me.
Right.
Go to museums, brothers and sisters, and go to the Levant section, to the section of Mesopotamia. Look at the artifacts yourselves. Because, you know, I don't have any problem against what was said, but to claim that we cannot tell somebody's ethnicity by his phenotype, you know, I mean, I might as well say Bill Clinton is an African, you know, or a black person, you know. No, we can't do better than that.
And so with that, brother, I got to roll out. I got to
Thank
go.
you very much. Thank you.
And brother Sankofa, you in the back. I see Reggie in the back. I'm heading on over there to brother Unk to show some support. The link is right there. If you want to come over, come on over there, brother Sankofa. That's the way to be. That's the place to be. Peace and black power. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.
Hotep.
Hotep.